What's up, Rico? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mindset Masters families in the building. What's up, Moni? So good to see you, beloved. What's up, Mike? Rosemary's in the building. Yvonne's in the building. Let's go. Biggie Black Man, what's going on? Good morning to you all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. May Woods in the building. Cat Lover, thank you, beloved. I appreciate that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Know my worth, what's going on? Peace and blessings to you all. Prashan, what's going on? Sir Piga, what's going on? Good morning to you all. Charzelle's in the building. Peace and blessings to you all. Brock's in the building. What's up, Brock? Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share the live to your stories. If you could, I would appreciate that. Share the live to your stories or repost the live. One or the other is perfect. Share or repost the live, please. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Share the live to your stories, please. Rika's in the building. What's up, Rika? So good to see you, beloved. Kaziah's in the building. What's up, beloved? What's up? What's up? What's up? Peace and blessings to you, Kaziah. Peace and blessings to you, beloved. Darlene's in the building. What's up, Darlene? Sefe's in the building. Let's go. It's time to shake up the game. Welcome to Lion School. If you have never been a part of one of my live stream sessions, welcome to Lion School. Welcome to that place where you're going to hear a level of truth that you probably never experienced before. What's up, Missy P? April's in the building. April, what's up, beloved? Lynetta's in the building. What's going on? I start them anywhere between 9:15 and 9:30. You know, never past 9:30. So anywhere between 9:15 and 9:30 is when I'm. So just show up, because TikTok does not alert people. They don't let people know I'm live. I wouldn't either. I'm just going to be honest with you. I wouldn't either. What's up, Brianna? So good to see you, beloved. I wouldn't tell anybody either. Oh, LG. Okay, LG. You got the alert today? Okay, awesome. Yeah, sometimes they do. I got a love-hate relationship with TikTok. So, you know, take the crookeds with the straights is what I always say. You got to take the crookeds with the straights. Good morning to you all again. Good morning. Chantel's in the building. Do me a favor again, you guys, and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Yeah, Cat Lover. They don't want me. Ooh. Woo. Ooh. They don't want me to have a microphone. They said, hell nah, coach. If you don't go sit down. TikTok said, no way. We don't need him doing no talking. I'm telling you, TikTok said, hell nah. They said, hell nah. My head shiny because my life shiny. That's all. My head just a reflection of my life. My head is a reflection of my life. That's all it is. So if it's shiny, just know it's the byproduct of how my life looks. I promise. That much I can promise you. Do me a favor, that part right there, Sandy. Again, do me a favor real quick, you guys, if you just type me in the comments if this is your very first time, because I want to hurry and dive into this live. I don't want to waste no time today. Silas, what's up, family? So good to see you. So glad you're here. That's a young lion in the making right there. The world ain't gonna be ready for him. They're not gonna be ready. They ain't ready for him now. So I'm keeping him close. I'm keeping Silas close. There's a few that I'm keeping real close because I already know what they're gonna be. That part right there, Nicole. That part right there, beloved. Um, you said, but how do you find a mentor? To be honest with you, I don't really think a mentor is what you need. I don't know if the shadow boxing is what I would recommend you getting involved in. Get involved. With more specifically with like Miss Lynetta's group. Get in her shadow box group. You need shadow boxing. A lot of you guys need to be in shadow boxing because you learning all this powerful information, but you don't have anywhere to apply the information. That's like that. That's the equivalent of you going to a karate school every single day, but you ain't never been in a fight. You go to karate class every day. You didn't earn your black belt, only training with your master, but you've never been in a fight before. So you don't really know what you're doing. You don't know how to utilize what you're learning. And for so many of you guys, that's exactly what it's like. That's why the shadow boxing is so important, because you get an opportunity to challenge your perspectives. You get an opportunity to put your self-awareness tools and weapons to work. You get an opportunity to listen to some other perspectives, because your perspective may not be the most powerful one. And so I became this version of myself through shadow boxing. Like, I shadow box every single day. Like, you have to, it's think about a real boxer in life. A real boxer would get his head taken off if he just walked into the ring. No, he has shadow boxing partners that prepares him for that fight. So when he gets into the real fight inside of the ring, the real fight is easy. It's the shadow boxing sessions. And the reason being is because he may get 4 or 5 different shadow boxing partners just to have different people coming at him, so he doesn't get used to the same shadow boxing partner. So it's important for you to understand that shadow boxing is important. It's critically important. You don't need a mentor. You need to get in as many shadow boxing sessions as you can, and you need to put the tools that you're learning to work in real time against real people that are on the same level as you. You may go and get a mentor that's not self-aware. You know how hard it is to find a self-aware mentor? That might be one of the hardest things in the world. You might find a diamond walking down the street before you find a mentor that's self-aware. If we just live it in the truth. T-Benz, what's up, family? So good to see you. D's in the building. What's up, D? So good to see you. Unbreakable, I see you. Got my Ann's in the building. What's up, Ann? Got it. Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're doing it. Khadijah's in the building. What's up, Khadijah? All right, man. We're gonna get ready. We got work to do. We got work to do. You guys already know. So we got mountains to climb. Again, type me in the comments real quick if you are new. I see one, Maria. I see you. Type me in the comments if this is your first time on a live stream with me. Very first one. If it's not your first one, don't worry about it. Okay. Let me just see how many first timers. Mariah, I see you. Nina, I see you. Got it. Okay, real quick. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery. Well, what's the difference between self-mastery and self-awareness? What's the difference between self-awareness and emotional intelligence? What's the difference between emotional intelligence and wisdom? Right? These are all things that you have to know, because you have to know what you need to apply at what time. You start out in the world with this information, general information, specialized knowledge, crystallized knowledge. That's how we start out, right? So we all have that. Wonderful. Well, as you start to put your knowledge to the test in real time, oftentimes that knowledge will crystallize into wisdom. Wonderful. Wisdom is where most people stop, because wisdom then metamorphosizes into emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence then metamorphosizes into self-mastery. Self-mastery then metamorphosizes into self-awareness. Self-awareness is the grandfather of them all. Self-awareness is what Jesus was teaching, not self-mastery. He was teaching self-awareness. What's important for you to understand is self-mastery means that I've mastered my understanding of me, how my emotions work, how my feelings work, how my thoughts work, the difference between my thoughts versus my thinking, the difference between a feeling and an emotion. I understand consciousness. I understand me. I understand the difference between, I understand that I am a three-part being, right? Body, soul, spirit. I understand that. I understand soul's purpose in my life. I understand spirit's purpose in my life. I understand body's purpose, right? I've mastered my understanding of me. Wonderful. That's self-mastery. But self-awareness picks up where self-mastery drops off. And self-awareness means that I not only understand me, I understand you. I understand the world. I understand what it's all about. I understand why I'm here. I have woken up to why I am here. I remember why my spirit came to begin with. That's self-awareness. Huge difference between self-mastery and self-awareness. Huge difference. But most people never make it to self-mastery. Most people never make it to emotional intelligence. I can make the argument 95% of the people that are walking around the face of this earth right now don't have emotional intelligence at all. That's why you run to the therapist. It's the number one reason why you run to the therapist, because you don't know how you work. The moment you got to ask somebody outside of yourself, how do you work? What's going on? The moment you have to Google what's happening in you, you have a category 5 problem. I say category 5. So again, real quick, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, consciousness. I specialize in relationship mastery. I specialize in helping my students and my clients all over the world to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. What is my mindset on marriage? One second, beloved. I specialize, in helping my students and clients all over the world become the most powerful versions of themselves. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? This book is a bestseller. It's a game changer. It really is. The book is all about you. It has nothing to do with me, but the book is the instruction manual. It's the blueprint to who you are. The most important question in the world is, who are you? That's the most important question in the history of mankind. Who are you? Not your persona, not your reputation, not the name that was once a thought in somebody's mind that they handed you that you protect so fearlessly. Not your level of education, not your experiences, not who you were growing up, not your bloodline. Who are you? The most important question in the history of mankind. Who are you? Without the titles, who are you? Without all of the labels that you attach to yourself, who are you? Without your reputation, your persona, the mask that you wear, who are you? What's the name of the entity in you right now that's observing this entire conversation? Where did it come from? Because it didn't come from here. And where does it return once this host body dies? Where does it go? More importantly, where did it come from to begin with? It came here for a purpose. Do you know what that purpose is? Or do you only know what you need from other people? Do you only know what you desire? Do you only know your goals and your dreams, but not your purpose in life? That's why people are suffering. People are suffering because they are out of alignment with their purpose. You don't know what your purpose is. And so it's going to be hard for you to stay in alignment with happiness and peace and joy and unconditional love if you don't know what your purpose is. That's what the pain in your life is designed to do, beloved. The pain in your life is pushing you toward your purpose. The suffering in your life is pushing you toward your purpose. Everything right now that's happening to you is pushing you toward your purpose, because it's time for you to transcend whatever this life is that you built for yourself that's not making you happy anymore, that causes you to feel unfulfilled, that has you waking up every single day to a life that you don't absolutely love. That's what it's all about. That's why I'm here. Right? All right, let's get busy getting busy. Like I said again, we got mountains to climb. We don't have time to waste. So again, my name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. That's a label. That's all it is. It's a label. The label is not what's important. What I'm able to do is what's important. The fact that I am a force multiplier is what's important. Because that's what you need right now. You need a force multiplier. You know, more than a mentor, more than anything like that, you need a force multiplier. What's a force multiplier? A force multiplier is someone that has the ability to multiply the level of value that's already in you that maybe you haven't discovered yet. The force multiplier is someone that can not only see your value and your potential, but they have the ability to help you extract it, right? And so that you can put a package on that, you can put a bow on that, and you can get in alignment with whatever your purpose is in life. That's what's important, because that's where your happiness lives. That's where the strongest version of you lives. That's where the most powerful version of you lives. That's where the most fearless version of you lives. When you are standing in the shoes of the version of yourself that God created you to be. No day is more important than the day that you step into the shoes of the version of yourself that God created you to be. Because in that moment, you're going to be fearless. In that moment, you're going to be limitless. In that moment, you won't worry about who walked out of your life. In that moment, you won't care about who's choosing you. In that moment, you won't seek external validation. In that moment, you will become emotionally bulletproof, which means that whatever a person has to say about you will roll off of you the same way that water rolls off of an umbrella. When you become that version of yourself, you can't be stopped. You can't be controlled. You can't be manipulated. You can't be played with. You can't be anything. And you'll be so powerful that the only thing a person will be able to take from you is notes. Get to that version of you, because that's exactly where I am. You can only take advice from me. You can't take anything else from me. Can't take anything. I'm titanium. You can't take anything but advice, notes, a picture. That's it. And that's what you transform your life into, something so powerful that the only thing that a person can do is take a picture of it. Damn, same way you take a picture of the sunset, you more powerful than that. The same way you take a picture of the moon, you more powerful than that. The same way you take a picture of the rainbow, you're more powerful than that. You are something that comes directly from God himself. Nothing is more powerful than that. You are a direct extension of him. Nothing is more powerful than that. Nothing. Not your career, not whatever you're chasing, not whatever person you think you need to add to your life so that you can be happy. Nothing is more powerful than that. You are so powerful that you literally give meaning to life itself. No other creature can do that. No other being in history can do that. You give meaning to life, which means that you give life its purpose in your life. That's what's important. You got to understand how powerful you are, beloved. The moment you think you need somebody outside of yourself, you're already lost. The moment you need someone to validate you, you're already lost. The moment you need somebody to tell you how amazing you are, you're already lost. The moment that you think your happiness exists outside of you, you're already lost. The moment you become attached, the moment you cling to things, you're already lost. We're already in trouble. In that moment, you're lost. All right, let's get busy. Boom, let's go. See, you don't ever judge your life based upon what's happening with your current circumstances. Even though that's one of the number one mistakes that we make. We'll look, you start to, you're unhappy or you're sad or you're depressed because you're looking at your life based upon what's happening with your current reality, based upon what's happening with the current circumstances. So you never look at your life or judge your life based upon what's happening with the current circumstances, because the current circumstances are always going to be changing. That's what impermanence means. You judge your life based upon the quality of your next decision. Because your next decision and the quality of your next decision tells me more about where you're going than where you've been. The quality of your next decision says more about your future than your past ever could. That's what I'm concerned about. Not where you were, where you're going. And the quality of your next decision is going to determine where you go next. I'm worried about that, beloved. Here's something else that I want you to think about. We just have the appetizers right now. Don't let your pain become louder than your purpose. I'm begging you. That's why self-awareness is so important. Don't let your pain become louder than your purpose. Because for some of you guys, that's exactly what's happening. Your pain speaks louder than your purpose does. And here's what you got to understand. Pain is your body's voice. Listening to your body and honoring its signals is one of the purest forms of self-love. When you are experiencing emotional or psychological pain, this is your body's way of letting you know that you are out of touch with the truth. It's letting you know that you are hanging on to something that you need to let go of. It's letting you know that this person, place, or thing is something that you have outgrown, or it's no longer adding value to your life. Again, pain is your body's voice. Are you listening to it? Or are you so focused on clinging to the very thing that's causing you to be in pain to begin with? Again, do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. Share the live to your stories or repost the live. We got to get the medicine out to the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all first time and last time listeners. Again, my name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach if you are just now coming through the door. That part right there, B. That part right there. And real quick before I dive into this live, Sandy, you had asked me about marriage, or what's my stance, my take, my thoughts about marriage. Depends on what kind of marriage you're talking about. Are you talking about, two people being married that are self-aware? Or are you talking about two people being married that lack self-awareness? Because there's two different types of marriages that are going to happen. Most people, that are married currently, I can make the argument 9 out of 10 marriages, for sure 8 out of 10, are people that are not self-aware, people that are not emotionally intelligent, people that are not masters of themselves. That's a major problem. So when you ask that question, um, there's multiple filters that you have to look at that question too. That part right there, there's just a major difference between the two, between the couple that are married that are self-aware and the couple that are married that lack self-awareness. There's a major, major, major difference between the two. Major difference. It's major. So if you're talking about people that are self-aware, I'm going to be throwing confetti in the air. I'm going to be standing on top of the mountain. I'm going to rent a blimp and say, because those people are going to be together for life. Because it's the people who are self-aware understand that the grass is not greener on the other side. Not only that, the people that are self-aware are already tapped into unconditional love. The people that lack self-aware are on a conditional love basis. Everything is about performance. Everything is about conditional love. Everything is about them still trying to heal. Everything is about their wounds. They are still dealing with their pain. They're still dealing with their. You see what I'm saying? There's so much that comes when you lack the self-awareness. There's so much that comes with that. That's a difficult relationship to navigate when you lack self-awareness. It's very difficult. Very difficult. Extremely, in fact. Yeah, absolutely. Marriages, because your partner becomes an enhancer. When two people who are self-aware are married, they're both. Think about what I'm saying. Self-aware people are force multipliers. Okay, let's start with the truth, and then we can go in any direction you want. Self-aware people are force multipliers. So just imagine me, a force multiplier, getting with another force multiplier. The only thing we're gonna do is add power to each other, add strength to each other, right? I'm gonna help my partner because I understand my partner has a purpose and a mission outside of the marriage. I understand that. Not only that, the marriage is divinely blessed, right? Because we're standing in our purpose. We're both operating from our purpose. So when you got two force multipliers coming together, what are you talking about? That couple is going to be a force. Everywhere they go, they're going to be a force. Guess what won't be in the relationship? Pain. Guess what won't be in the relationship? Disrespect. Guess what won't be in the relationship? Projecting each other's childhood wounds onto each other. Guess what won't be in the relationship? Showing up small. Guess what won't be in the relationship? All the masks. Guess what won't be there? You turning down the volume on your voice. All that's missing. Guess what won't be in the relationship? Me having to check your phone and looking to see and the insecurities and all fears and worries because I understand that nothing belongs to me. I understand that the person is a gift to me. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. When you lack self-awareness, you look at that person as your personal property. You say, that's my wife or my husband, right? And you look at that person as something that belongs to you, but the person doesn't belong to you, beloved. The person is a gift to you. When people are self-aware, they're looking at that person as a gift from God specifically, and they will be treated as such. Period. My relationship with my partner is powerful. Powerful. You can set me in a room with 1,000 of the most beautiful women in the world, and I promise you, only thing they're gonna do is get a master class. That's all they're gonna get. I can set my partner in a room with 1,000 of the most handsome men on the planet, and the only thing they're gonna do is get their mindset elevated. That's it. They're gonna walk out with an elevated mindset. That's it. Not her number. It won't be all that flirting going on. Won't be all that, oh my God, you're so pretty. Thank you. All that insecurity that all these other people walk around, all that missing. Period. So that's what you get. But you won't get that until you become that yourself. If you don't become that yourself, you'll never find that. You'll never find what you're not willing to become yourself. That's why I always tell you guys become the list, right? I became my list, and when I became my list, I found my list in someone else. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Yeah, Malika, the most powerful thing in the world, you got to become the list. If you don't become, write your list out of everything you want from your future partner, be as detailed as you possibly can, and then you become the list yourself. See, that's the problem. We walk around and we want, I want my man to look like this, and I want my woman to look like that, and I want her to have this, and I want her to have that, and I want her to have, you want this person to have all these things that you're not currently in possession of yourself. That's the problem. And then you ain't gonna never find that person, and the reason why you'll never find that person because you didn't become that person yourself. You will never attract when you are not the vibrational frequency of. If you are not that thing, you will never find that thing in someone else. You will only find what do I say all the time? We meet people on the same level of psychological wounds that we carry. That's what you're gonna meet. So until you heal you, understand that you're gonna get somebody else that's broken as well. That's what you're gonna get. And the relationship is going to become a spiritual container so that you guys can heal. But when you do the work on yourself, the relationship doesn't become a spiritual container because you've already healed. You've already transcended the relationships. I've transcended relationships. That part right there, Lynetta, that part right there. Yeah, your past should have showed you that. Your past should have showed you that. All them people that came in cheating on you and lying to you and betraying you and disrespecting you, and they came in with all this energy, passion and excitement, and then all of that started to disappear and all of these other things like that. It's because people come in wearing the masks. That was it. All right, let's get busy getting busy. Now, it's not even about better choices. Like I said, it has nothing to do with choices. I think you guys ain't, I don't think you guys are hearing me. It has nothing to do with decisions and choices. It has everything to do with what are you willing to become? I'm in the most powerful relationship in the history of powerful relationships. I can promise you that. I'm in a relationship so strong it can bend steel by itself. But I said again, it can literally bend still, because, but again, I'm so locked in on my purpose. I'm so locked in on my mission. My partner is so locked in on her purpose and on her mission that, she's my force multiplier. I'm her force multiplier. We only looking, we think we ain't got time to talk about our problems. We ain't got time to talk about what's wrong. We don't have time to talk about what we don't have. We don't have time to talk about where'd you go. We don't have time to focus on that because we're so focused on building this empire. We're so focused on building a legacy. That's what you want. You want a person in your life that's not still entertained, that's not still looking at the crowd and wondering, do you think I'm pretty? And do you think I'm this? And do you think I'm that? Needing all this external energy from people. I'm telling you right now, that's what you want. You want a partner that's not looking for all of that. You got a lot of people in relationships right now. You in a full-blown relationship, but you still entertaining what other people think about you. You still want this person to tell you pretty, and you want to hear it from this person and hear it from that person and all these other things like that. It's because you don't have it solid within yourself. When it's solid within you, I don't need to hear it from anybody else. When you still need people to tell you handsome and you pretty and there's some things missing in you, beloved. There's some work that you still need to do inside yourself. And you giving off that energy. And the reason why you giving off that energy is because you still need people to validate you because you haven't figured out how to validate yourself. That scares me. Because the moment your partner does something that's out of alignment with what you think they should have done, now you really listening to them people out there. Oh, you ain't got to listen. You ain't got to take that. Look how pretty you are. Look how this you are. Look how that you are. You ain't got to take that. You're going to be listening. Telling you, man. You're going to be listening. I know you're going to be listening. I ain't even got to be there. I know what you're going to be doing. You're going to be listening. All right, let's get busy getting busy. This is perfect segue. It was perfect segue. What I'm getting ready to say next. Perfect segue. Perfect segue. If you let your mind be absorbed by flattery, this is what I'm saying. If you let your mind be absorbed by flattery, it will learn how to take criticism personally too. This is emotional bulletproofing at the highest level. You want to know the fastest way to ruin yourself? You want to know the fastest way? You really want to know? Fastest way to ruin yourself. Fastest way to become the greatest version of your most limited self is to be moved by flattery. One more time. If you let your mind be absorbed by flattery, it will take criticism personally too. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Especially if you shooting content, if you in a relationship, if you starting to go live, I'm telling you now, you better let that go. You better let that go. You are going to hurt yourself in ways that you can't even understand. You can't comprehend. Listen to what I'm telling you. When you are being a chosen one, when you are stepping into, they're going to come at you hard. I have been thinking about everything that you can possibly imagine and put 1,000 on that. Everything that you could possibly imagine, and when you start stepping into your divine, when you start stepping into your divine energy, that them people going to come. And you're going to be shooting content. You're going to be shooting live streams. Sometimes the people are going to be out in public. They're going to come in contact with you. And when you take that flattery, you also lay the foundation for the criticism. And that criticism is going to hit you 10 times. You won't even remember the flattery. You won't even remember all of the compliments. You won't even remember all of the moments when they, oh, you so pretty and you ain't going to remember none of that. Because that criticism is going to hit you so hard, it's going to shatter you internally. That person is going to say something to you, going to rock your whole boat. I watch a lot of people when they go live. I watch and I look at the comment. And there's something negative. And when I see that negative comment, I watch the person's whole demeanor change. I see it happening in them. Whole demeanor just shifted. Whole energy change. And what God is showing you in that moment is you ain't ready for your gift. You can't carry what I put in you, because the heaviest thing you will ever carry in your life is the weight of your purpose. That is the heaviest thing that you will ever carry in the history of your life. It is more powerful than that title you carry as a mom or a father. It is more powerful than that CEO label. It's more powerful than the entrepreneur title that you carry. It's more powerful than all of that times 1 trillion. Nothing in life is heavier than the weight of your purpose. And when you are stepping into your purpose and I'm telling you, the wolves is coming. They trying to stop you from becoming the person that God created you to be. I'm talking about they was firing at me so much I couldn't even understand. I'm like, damn, I don't even know these people. I don't even know these people. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think God sends them. I think he sends them people. Because he's got to know whether or not you're going to be able to get across the finish line. He has to know whether or not you're going to be able to get your gift across the finish line. If you're going to be able to carry the weight of your purpose across the finish line, how he going to know that if you ain't being tested? So I started paying attention to the timing of it, and I said, oh, okay, I know what's going on. I'm being tested right now. Some of you guys are failing that test. See, what you don't understand is that you're the one that's releasing the feeling when that person compliments you, but you're also the one releasing the feeling when that person criticizes you. All of that's coming from you, which means that you don't have mastery over yourself. That's what he's trying to show you. You have no mastery over you. You punishing yourself because of somebody else's bad behavior. Where's the wisdom in that? Where's the self-awareness in that? I'm just asking you. I ain't asking you to change your life. I'm just asking you to change the way you look at it. Where's the wisdom in that? I'm punishing me because it's something you said, because that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. That feeling that you get when somebody compliments your dress or compliments your outfit or compliments the way you smell, you give yourself that feeling. The feeling don't come from them. And when that person criticizes you, you give yourself that feeling. The feeling doesn't come from them. So the billion-dollar question is, why would you punish you for somebody else's negative behavior? Inquiring minds want to know. Where's the self-mastery? Where's the wisdom? I'm just asking you, where's the wisdom at? We all claim to be so smart. Okay, where's that intelligence at? Since we all so smart, where's the intelligence there? I'm gonna punish me because of something you said. I'm gonna punish me because you didn't like my outfit. I'm gonna punish me because you don't like the fact that my head shines. I'm gonna punish me because you don't like what I'm saying. I'm punishing me because you don't do it. I do it. I release the button. All of your emotions, all of the buttons to your emotions are internal. You don't have any external buttons. So they ain't like nobody can walk up and push the button called anger, walk up and push the button called frustration, walk up and push the button called depression. You push the buttons. But we smart as hell. That's what we claim. And what this is qualifying is that all of your little worldly knowledge, all of your little book knowledge has nothing to do with spiritual intelligence, because spiritual intelligence is what's operating all of that. Ain't got nothing to do with your book knowledge. Right? Nah, it's not self-control, beloved. It have nothing to do with self-control. It's self-awareness. You either have it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying, but you either have self-awareness or you don't. You know, you either have emotional intelligence or you don't. It has nothing to do with controlling yourself. We come up with all these labels and titles to try to explain things. But if I don't have mastery of self, I have no control over myself. Period. You either are mastering your mind or your mind has you mastered. Which one is it? You're either a master of your mind or your mind has you mastered. It's one or the other. There's no in the middle. And the problem is most people don't have mastery over their mind. Let me tell you why you don't have mastery of your mind. Because you're too busy trying to master that relationship. You too busy mastering that dating app that you own. You too busy mastering what people are saying about you on social media. You too busy mastering your look. You too busy mastering how people perceive you and the mask that you wear. We put our energy into the wrong things. That's the real problem. We master the wrong stuff in life. We're loyal to the wrong things in life. Everything that you're loyal to right now in this moment is what's hurting you more than anything else. Some of you guys are loyal to the wrong things. You loyal to yesterday's version of you. You loyal to that toxic relationship. You loyal to the mask that you wear. You loyal to showing up small. You loyal to allowing a person to say something to you that they've already told you the first time. You loyal to a person not giving you what you want, need, and desire. That's what hurts us. What you loyal to. Right now, that negative habit, you loyal to. Who you become in the dark, you're loyal to. That drug that you're taking, you loyal to. That alcohol that you're sipping on, you loyal to. That not becoming the most powerful version of yourself, hanging on to who you used to be, you're loyal to that. See, that's what hurts us. Pay attention to what you're loyal to. You ain't got to take inventory of your life. The only thing you got to pay attention to what you're loyal to, because whatever it is you're loyal to right now is what's building your life. Some of you guys are loyal to procrastinating. Some of you guys are loyal to making excuses. Some of you guys are loyal to showing up small. Some of you guys are loyal to yesterday's version of you. That's the problem. You loyal to the wrong stuff. You're not being loyal to greatness. You're not being loyal to your potential. You're not being loyal to becoming the most powerful version of yourself. You're not being loyal to walking in and not letting a single person disrespect you. That's what you need to be loyal to. You need to be loyal to your faith and stop surrendering to your fears. Because every problem in your life right now is coming to you because you don't trust God. Period. I can end the live on that. See, that's what we don't understand. That's what your therapist ain't never told you. And the reason why your therapist ain't never told you that because your therapist don't know that herself. He don't know that himself. Every single negative emotion that you experience is coming because you're not loyal to God. Fear is coming because you're not loyal to God. Depression is coming because you're not loyal to God. Your anxiety is coming because you're not loyal to God. Stress is coming because you're not loyal to God. That's what he gave you. They're all indicators. You can get your loyalty in check. You don't need to talk to the therapist. You don't need the pastor to get your loyalty back. Check where you are missing loyalty at, and that will eliminate the problem. The moment that depression steps into your talk to God, the moment that anxiety steps into your life, talk to God. Talk to God. And tell them that when you do it. How you gonna talk to somebody else about the creation and you ain't talking to the manufacturer? How the therapist and the pastor and all these other external people gonna tell you about the creation, but you ain't talking to the manufacturer of the creation. He the only one that can tell you how you out of alignment, why you out of alignment, when you stepped out of alignment. Only he can tell you that. No therapist can tell you that. No doctor can tell you that. No lawyer can tell you that. Nobody can tell you that but him. The same way that the best person that could ever tell you about that iPhone would be Steve Jobs. We still have access to him. He can tell you about that phone better than anybody else. Talk to the neighbor about the phone. Talk to the street about the phone. We tell everybody about the phone except the one that did. But it's only the manufacturer that can tell you your purpose. Some people can't tell you your purpose. Only the manufacturer can tell you your value. Other people can't tell you your value. You can't get your value from an external perspective. You never get your worth from an external perspective. All of that comes from your purpose. Every negative emotion that you experience, all of it, is coming because you allow. We said 50 years to talk about it, we're going to come to the same solution. Every single negative, you are a spiritual being, beloved. You can't apply worldly knowledge to you. Worldly knowledge is not applicable when it comes to you. That's it. You don't have problems, you have alignment issues. That's all you got. You ain't never had a problem in your life. You're just out of alignment. There's certain areas of your life where you out of alignment. There's certain areas of your life where you've forgotten who you are. You haven't waken up yet. That's another reason why you experience negative emotions, because the negative emotions are coming because they're trying to push you in the direction of your awakening. For some of you guys, that's why you're here right now. Not because something is wrong with you. You're not broke. You don't need to be fixed. You need to be understood. People are always trying to change things that they don't understand themselves. We start talking to people they don't understand. They ain't met themselves that deep. How they gonna tell you about yourself? This person up here, you talk to a person don't know themselves yet. They ain't met themselves that deeply, but they got all this advice for you. So one more time. I damn near jump off the side of the bridge. That's it, beloved. You just you just out of alignment. And I'm telling you that with all the love in my heart. I'm telling you that with every fiber of everything in me. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with your neighbor. There's nothing. We have alignment issues. It's no different than your car. Every now and then your car get out of alignment. You driving down the street, you take your hand off the wheel, that car might slowly start to drift to the left or start to drift to the right. The car's not broken. You don't need to go sell the car. The car is just out of alignment. you know, and it's no different than you don't call your cell phone broken when it run out of batteries. I know that for a fact. You have never looked at your cell phone when it died and said, oh, it's broken, I need to go sell it. No, it needed to be recharged. It needed to be plugged back into the source. And that's you, like the cell phone. You need to be plugged back into the source. You disconnected from the source. That's the only problem you have. You don't call your car broken when it's out of alignment. You don't call that cell phone broken when it dies on you. But you call yourself broken. How are you broken, but the cell phone is not broken? How are you broken, but the car is not broken? Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Because see, people make money off of that story. The moment that you convince yourself that you're broken, you represent financial abundance for someone else. Whether that's the pharmaceutical company that's going to put you on some medication, whether that's your therapist that's going to tax the hell out of you, you represent financial abundance for someone else. So they need you to keep telling yourself that story. Oh, I need to heal, and I'm broken, and I need to be fixed, and all these other things like that. People are profiting off of you not knowing who you are. Because everything in life comes from a story, beloved. It all comes from a story. Everything that we experience comes from a story. But you keep telling yourself, the story is not what's hurting you. The belief you put behind the story is what's hurting you, because you don't know how powerful belief is. If you knew how powerful belief really was, I promise you, it would terrify you to set belief down somewhere. If you truly knew how powerful belief is, if you really knew, I'm not talking about conceptually. Most of you guys only understand the strength of belief from a concept perspective. You don't really understand how powerful your belief is. Your belief changes everything. It changes, creates, and manifests everything. I'm terrified about where I set belief down. When you become self-aware, you're going to fully understand how powerful belief is. And that belief that you put behind that story, it's not the story that's the problem. It's the belief you put behind it. It's not your circumstances that's the problem. It's the belief you put behind it. It's not your relationship that's the problem. It's the belief you put behind it. Whatever you set belief behind, it's materializing. Whether it's the truth or not, it's going to grow. Same way when you pour gasoline on something, it's going to burn whatever you pour the gasoline on. They don't give a damn what you pour it on. I'm tearing it up. That's how that belief works, man. You got to be careful when you set that belief down. Some of you guys have that belief working against you, meaning you not believing in yourself. That's why you stuck. That's the number one reason why you stuck right now, because you don't believe in yourself, beloved, because ain't no way in hell you can tell me you believe in yourself and you stuck at the same time. Ain't no way. Leticia, I appreciate that, beloved. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Them two sentences don't even go together. Coach, I believe in myself, but I'm stuck. Don't even go together. They don't even go together. That's like you telling me you got a car sitting outside, but I don't have a way to get somewhere. Well, obviously, you ain't got no car sitting outside. Now I'm on the other side of the world. I'm talking to you on the phone. Coach, I can't get anywhere, but I got a car sitting outside. That don't make sense to me. What you mean you got a car outside, but you can't get from point A to point B? That doesn't make sense to me. In the same way that doesn't make sense to me is the same way when you telling me I believe in myself, but I'm stuck at the same time. You can't. You can't do that, beloved. Because belief comes with desire. Belief comes with passion. Belief comes with you having the fire in you burning brighter than the fires happening outside of you. Belief comes with all of that. When you believe in yourself for real, man, you can't be stopped. Can't nobody touch you. Can't nobody stop you when you truly believe in yourself. Can't nobody stop you. Every single person that's standing in the Olympics is in the Olympics because of belief. Every person that made it to the NBA because of belief. Every single person that has ever walked the face of this earth, historically speaking, Jesus, most importantly, was standing like they were because of belief. They believed in themselves, even when the rest of the world didn't. So when you telling me, oh, coach, I believe in myself, But I'm stuck. I'm gonna just let my silence have a conversation with you. You can't make it anywhere in this world, beloved, without belief. You can't do nothing without belief. See, I tell you guys this all the time. You know, every single, God gave every one of us our own ladder. Don't hang on to the metaphor too tight, because if you do, you miss the point. God gave every single one of us our own ladder. You can climb as high up that ladder as you want. But the only thing that will propel you up that ladder is belief. Love won't propel you up that ladder. Faith won't propel you up that ladder. The drive won't propel you up that ladder. The only thing that will propel you up that ladder is belief. Belief is the only thing that will get you there. Here's the problem. When we don't truly believe in ourselves, we climb down off of our ladder and we start helping other people climb theirs, because we really don't have the belief in ourselves, but we have it in them. See, that's to show you. See, you probably, for the average person, you probably believe more in the people outside of you than you believe in yourself. Just to show you how your mind works against you in those moments, how it can become your weakness and not your weapon. For the average person, that's really how it's working. We got more belief in the things outside of us than we have in ourselves. We got all this belief in the job, and all this belief in the relationship, and all this belief in your friendships, and all this belief in what's going on at your church, and all this external belief. But you ain't got that same amount of belief pointed back at you. That's the problem, beloved. And I said this the other day. You know, doubt and belief are the same thing. They're the same thing. That's the most mind-blowing thing about it. So it's just that the belief is working against you. But it's the same thing. And if the belief is working against you, man, you're in trouble. Because it's going to be hard to level up past that. Jessica, I'm telling you, beloved, it's crazy. You got people walking around right now with their belief pointed back at them. That's the worst thing in the world. And I don't mean back at them in a good way. Back at them meaning in the form of doubt. Because again, you've got doubt and you have belief, but they're the same thing. Doubt is just belief aimed back at you. That's all doubt is. Doubt is just belief aimed back at you. Doubt is belief working against you, because you still believe it. You just believing in what you can't do. You believing in what you can't become. You believing that you're not enough. You believing that you're not lovable. You believing that you're not pretty. You believing that you're not smart. You believing that you're not handsome. But you're still believing. So when you're doubting yourself, doubt is just belief that works against you now, not belief that's working for you. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share the live here stories if you haven't already done so. Let's get the lights up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. Quana, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Tria, what's up, sweetie? So good to see you. CM8, I see you. Again, you guys, do me a favor and share the live or repost the live to your stories. Both will work. Tara, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. So good to see you. If I missed you guys, I know Coach is in the building. Quana, so good to see you, beloved. Coach Sonia, I know she's in the building. Silver CEO, in case I missed you, I know she's in the building. Myro, what's up, my family? So good to see you. Jessica, so good to see you. Divine, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Come on, Divine, let them know. Let them know, Divine. You know, that real belief, man, turning heads. What's up, beloved? Yeah, man. It's one more time. This piece is so important, especially for a lot of the Mindset Masters family. One more time, if you let your mind be absorbed by flattery, it will learn to take criticism personally too. That's the realest thing I could ever tell you. Trust me when I tell you that they fired everything at me. Everything that you could possibly be called, everything when you are stepping into your calling, they are gonna come after you. They're gonna call you everything but a child of God. Be ready for that. And this is why the emotional bulletproofing is so important. And this is, I'm always on display. Y'all don't see it. We're going to play slow. I'm just asking you, we're going to play slow right now. We're going to sit here and play slow. Y'all going to see all of the stuff that they call me throughout this chat, especially for some of you guys that's been rocking with me for a year or better. You see it. Ain't no way in hell you can tell me you don't see it. But more importantly than you see it, do you see what I do? Doesn't matter what they say. Doesn't matter what they say. I'm showing you guys in real time how I deal with that. See, it's one thing for a person to do all this coaching because I watch people when I'm jumping in and out of people's lives, they beefing with the people in the chat. And you ain't delivering the medicine because you're too worried about what people think about you. So you can't be self-aware. When you truly become self-aware, you don't give a damn about what other people think about you. You don't care because you understand that you understand that people criticize from their pain. They criticize from their wounds, right? That's what they criticize you from. They ain't criticizing you from their strength. They're not criticizing you from the greatness. They're not criticizing you from the potential. No, 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 no. They're criticizing you from the worst version of themselves. So the moment that you react to that, you become a reflection of the problem. In fact, you become a bigger problem than the problem itself. You become a bigger problem than the problem itself. The moment that you react to that, you become the problem. I'm not worried about what this person said. I'm worried about the fact that you stopped the medicine because you were so worried about what somebody's opinion of you was. I tell you guys this all the time. Think about that rose. Think about that rose. When you walk up to a rose and you say, oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is the prettiest rose I've ever seen. The rose don't give a damn about what you think. The rose knows what it is and don't give a damn about what you think. That opinion belongs to you. It doesn't belong to the rose. If you walk up and say, oh my God, this is the ugliest rose I've ever seen. The rose don't give a damn about what you think. That opinion came from your mind. You projected that onto the flower. But the opinion belongs to you. It come from your mind. It's coming out of your mouth. It doesn't belong to the rose. Okay, well, you're the rose in the story. And so when people walk up, whatever their opinion is, whatever they think, whatever they feel about you, they're just taking a snapshot of who you are. That's how they perceived you in that moment. If that person calls you a genius and you take that serious, you're in trouble. If that person says you're brilliant and you take that serious, you are in trouble. If that person calls you an idiot and you take that serious, you're in trouble, beloved, because you're going to lose control of yourself. That's what I need you to understand. Oh my God, coach, you're brilliant. Wonderful, beloved. I'm glad you thought that way. Oh, coach, you're the worst thing in the world. Wonderful, beloved. I'm glad you thought that way. None of that belongs to me. My emotions don't move at all based upon what you think and what you perceived. You're only seeing me through your perception of me. You're seeing me through your wounds. You're seeing me through your pain. You're seeing me through your past experiences. You're seeing me through your prejudices. You're seeing me through your assumptions. All of that belongs to you. No credit to me. So when you walk around, oh my God, coach, you the worst thing in the world. Okay, wonderful, beloved. Okay. Well, you the worst thing in the world. You the best thing in the world. Wonderful, beloved. Because I understand that don't belong to me. That's coming from you. You showing me a reflection of your wounds in that moment. That's all I see. All I see is your pain coming out of your mouth. That's all I see. That's all I hear, rather. So if you are on your journey to become the greatest version of you, if you are on that path to become the most powerful version of yourself, man, you better let that go now. If you need other people to tell you what you are, you don't know what you are. You don't know what you are, beloved. You walk up to that Ferrari, you're like, ooh, that Ferrari off the chain. Oh my God, that Ferrari is something. The Ferrari just sitting there like the Ferrari knows what it is. The people that made the Ferrari knew what it was when they put the car out. All your reaction and what you think and all that belongs to you. The Ferrari is going to be the Ferrari. If you don't walk around with that mindset right there, you're going to be in trouble. You need to master that now before you start mastering how much somebody loves you. See, we try to master the wrong things. Because the day you become emotionally bulletproof, they can't touch you. The day you become emotionally bulletproof, it's game over. I'm telling you now. You might be one of the most powerful people on the face of this earth. You might be in the top 1% of people that ever walked in the history of this. I'm telling you right now, I could sit you guys in a room and let y'all talk to me for an hour and call me everything under the sun. And I promise you, it won't affect me, and not even a little bit. Because none of it belongs to me. But the compliments don't belong to me either. And that's what you got to understand. The moment that you accept them compliments, the moment you accept that praise, the moment you accept you are brilliant, you're a creator, oh my God, you're so talented, you're so smart, you're so pretty, you're so handsome. You lay the groundwork, you lay the foundation for that criticism. You open that door. The same door for that praise is the same door that opens the criticism. And the criticism is going to hit you 10 times harder than that praise ever could. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate that. I'm trying to prepare you because I didn't walk that landmine already. They blew an arm and a leg off of me. They got me good in the beginning. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got me good in the beginning. So that's why I'm trying to prepare my students. They got me good in the beginning. I was the first one. As far as in our community, I was the first one. Yeah, they got me good. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't no use to me lying. They got me good. All right. Let me say this one more time, then we're gonna pull out of here. If you let your mind be absorbed by the flattery, it will learn to take criticism personally too. Your job is to be unmoved by both. That's your job. Your job is to be unmoved by both. Minds that are impressed by flattery will be shattered by criticism. Let me say that one more time. Minds that are impressed by flattery will be shattered by criticism. Nothing external can do anything for you internally. Nothing. Think about what I'm saying to you. Nothing external can do anything for you internally. It's all an illusion of your thinking. External validation is fool's gold, beloved. And it has the world chasing what they lack in places where it can't be found. It has the world chasing what they lack in places where it can't be found. It's mind blowing. If you want to believe that the world is terrible, just look at the news. But if you want to believe that the world is incredible, just spend time in nature. One of them will lead you to the truth. Only one. One more time. If you want to believe that the world is terrible, just look at the news. But if you want to believe that the world is incredible, just spend time in nature. But only one of them will reflect the truth back to you. The other one doesn't have the power to carry the truth. I'll let you figure out which one is which. Don't keep searching for the truth. Just let go of your opinions. That's all you have to do. You don't have to search for the truth. You have to set down your opinions, because whether you realize it or not, you become a master at seeing the world through your opinion of it. So you're not actually seeing the world. You're seeing your opinion of the world. When you look at a person, you got all these opinions. When you're looking out at nature, you got all these opinions. So you don't give yourself an opportunity. That's why self-awareness is so important, because you're not seeing the world as it is. You're seeing the world through your opinion of it. Think about when somebody pretty walks into the Starbucks where you sitting, or somebody handsome walks into the Starbucks where you sitting. You in your mind automatically you start forming all these opinions about that person. So you don't really see the person in that moment. You see them through the filter of your opinion. One more time, you don't have to search for the truth. You just have to set your opinions down. When you set your opinions down, the truth will be right there in front of you. So you ain't got to go looking for it. Set the opinions down. Give yourself an opportunity to see. I don't want to see my opinion about the person, because my opinion about the person is going to keep me blind. The person doesn't fit my opinion. But that's how we were looking at the world. And then you'll form an opinion about the person, which will cause you to not like the person. You don't even know this person. But opinions that go unchallenged become beliefs. That's where it gets dangerous, because now all of a sudden this opinion has crystallized into a belief because nobody challenged the opinion. Same thing with assumptions. When you make an assumption about a person, if that assumption goes unchecked, if that assumption goes unchallenged, it will crystallize into a belief. Now you got a whole belief about this person that's not even the truth. And you do it with such, it's so effortless for you, beloved. You just watch yourself today. Just watch yourself today. Just slow your mind down today and just watch yourself. Watch how quickly your mind starts making opinions about what it's seeing. Because again, you don't have mastery over it as of yet. For some of you guys. So you don't need to look for the truth. You just need to set your opinion down, and the truth's going to be right there in front of you. See, the reason why you can't see the truth is because you're too busy looking at the world through the filter of your opinions, and that's why most of us are blind to the truth. The truth is right there. But as long as you keep looking at it through the filter of your opinion, you'll never see it, because you contaminate the truth. You've altered the truth. You've changed the truth because you projected something else onto it. No, it's contaminated now. Well, what's the problem with that? Your opinion is the byproduct of your programming and conditioning. That's the problem. That's the real problem. It's the byproduct of your programming and conditioning. We don't know what that might be. So how can God show you anything if everything you're looking at through the filter of your opinion, and you don't even know that you're doing it? How can he show you anything? How can you see things as they really are versus how you imagine them to be? So when you hear people say that we don't see reality as it is, we see it as we imagine it to be, that's really what they're talking about. You're seeing it through the filter of your opinion of it, which means that you contaminate it. Type me in the comments, how many of you guys are trying to figure out, especially for some of you guys that are new to the platform, that part right there, Divine, that part right there, beloved, I love that. How many of you guys, especially you guys that are new to the platform, how many of you guys are trying to figure out how to let go of the past? Type me in the comments if you are currently in the process of trying to let go of the past. Musa, what's up, family? So good to see you. So good to see you, little bro. Type me. Let me see. How many of y'all trying to let go of the past, trying to figure out a way to do that? Maybe you're struggling with the past. You don't know how to let go of the past. You're trying to figure it out. Because if that's the case, what I'm getting ready to go into next is specifically for you. So I need you to get locked in. Turn the music off. Turn your radio off. Turn the distractions off. Turn the TV off. Let me say this real quick, too. I'm actually glad I said that. Let me say this real quick. When you're studying, Charlie, what's up, family? When you're studying spiritual intelligence, you can't have all them distractions going on. This is not like when you went to college where you could sit there and have the radio playing and you studying at the same time. When you are studying self-awareness and self-mastery, you can't have any distractions going on. In order to become someone new, in order to learn something new, you have to become someone new, right? And every time you learn something new, you become someone new. So you got to become someone new. You got to do things differently than how you've been doing them leading up to this moment when you start stepping into your calling and stepping into your awakening. All right. Before I do that, real quick, you guys, do me a favor and share the live to your stories because we get ready to go on this piece. Do me a favor real quick. And share the live to your stories. Do me a favor and share the live to you there. Spartan Dre, so good to see you, family. And for a lot of you guys, to start your new life, you got to break the agreement with your old life because that's the only way. Yeah, family, so good to see you, family. Spartan King, so good to see you. Spartan Dre, so good to see you, family. And I'm that's the realest thing I could ever tell you. You know what I mean? In order to start your new life, especially when it comes to self-awareness and self-mastery, you got to break the agreement that you made with your old life. Some of you guys, you got one foot in the door of who you used to be and one foot in the door of who you're trying to become, and you're kind of oscillating between the two. The reason why you're oscillating between the two is because you're looking for evidence, right? You're waiting for the sign, you're waiting for the clouds to open up, you're waiting for something to happen, something to materialize, so that you can go all in, so that you can really be committed and really be locked in, and all of these other things like that. And what you got to understand is God is infinitely more intelligent than anything that you could ever imagine. He sees what you're doing. He's not going to bless that version of you because you're split. A divided heart is more dangerous than an ignorant one. That's how he's looking at that. A divided heart is more dangerous than an ignorant one. What does that mean? That means that you're managing two versions of yourself. That's what that means. You're managing the version of yourself that you're trying to become through self-awareness and self-mastery and all this other stuff like that. But you still managing the version of yourself that you used to be. You still hanging on to some of the habits and some of the routines and some of the patterns and some of the things that you were doing in the dark and all of these things like that. You managing two versions of yourself right now. So you're not fully committed. You're not fully committed to either, which means that your heart is split. He will not bless that. I'm just going to tell you that now. And I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just telling you that if you don't start to see things materialize, understand that that's why it's not materializing. He needs full surrender. I didn't say I needed it because I don't benefit off your life. He needs full surrender. So if you're not willing to surrender, one more time, change is the essence of life. You have to be willing to surrender who you are now for who you can become later. Are you willing to surrender? Not to me, not to the world, because you're not getting ready to wake up to the world. You're getting ready to wake up to the one that's going to change the world. That's what you're getting ready to wake up to. So you're not waking up to the world. You're waking up to the one that's here to change it. Become the map. We just dropped this in the community the other day. Become the map. That's it. Become the map. Period. Become the map. Let me tell you this. The most important gift you're going to ever give to this world is not your looks, because that's going to change. The most important thing that you will ever give to this world is not your money, because that's going to fluctuate. The most important gift that you will ever give this world is yourself. The fully unlocked, authentic version of you is the best gift that you will ever not only give to yourself, it's the best gift that you will give the world. It's the best thing that you can bring to the conversation. It's the best thing that you can bring to the meeting. It's a fully unlocked version of you. It's the greatest gift that you can give this world is you. Not you with the mask, not you that pretends, not you that shows up small, not you that walks on eggshells. No, the greatest gift that you will ever give this world is a fully unlocked, a fully unleashed version of you. The version of you that doesn't need external validation, the version of you that doesn't need people to clap for you, the version of you that's the same version of you in the dark that you are in the light with no degree of separation. That's what we need from you. Can you call that version of you to the front of the line, please? Can you call that? You in possession of that version of you right now. And the decisions that you're making is either bringing more of that version of you out, or the decision that you're making is helping you to become more of who you've always been. That's what I need you to understand. Every decision you make from this moment moving forward is only going to fill one of two buckets. The bucket of who you're becoming, or the bucket of who you've always been. So your next decision has to be your best decision. But which bucket are you filling? Now, your ego going to tell you to jump in the chat and say, Coach, I'm feeling a good bucket. Yeah, of course, we're going to all say that. Because you're in the light right now. We say all the right things in the light. We're not worried about who you are in the light. I'm worried about who you transform into when you're in the dark. When nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping. Who do you become when there's no one watching? Who do you become when there's no accountability? That's what's important. All right, let me get this rolling. So again, real quick, you guys, do me a favor and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. That part right there, Deborah, that part right there, beloved, who are you when nobody's clapping for you? Who are you? Who do you transform into when your bank account only got a couple hours in it? Who do you transform into when things look like they're not going your way? Who do you transform into when that person walks out of your life 5 minutes before you were ready to let go of them? Who do you transform into then? Because we can all, we all powerful in the light. We all know how to say the right things in the light. That's not what's important. It's what are you saying about yourself when you're in the dark, when there's nobody else around? When you're not inspired, who do you become? When you're not motivated, who do you become? When it looks like things aren't going the way you need them to, who do you become in those moments? Because that's the version of you that's building your life. The version of you that's building your life is not who you promote yourself as on social media. That is not who's building your life. That's who you promote yourself as, but that's not who's building your life. And you're attracting people into your life based upon that version of you. Whoever it is you are in the dark, that's the version of you that's responsible for attracting everybody that's coming into your life right now. That should scare you or ignite you. Is that version of you some low vibrational version of you? Or that are you operating out of higher mind at that time? Who I don't know what that version of you is. Do you know? All right, so let's get into this. Let's get into this piece. So one more time, if you are, I'm telling you, my dark is infinitely more powerful than my light. If you guys could see me in the dark, you'd be like, damn, Coach, you need to go have a seat. That's what you would say. You would say, Coach, you need to go have a seat. You've done enough. This is breakfast for me. This is nothing for me. This is cookies and cake for me. That's all this is. This is warm milk. This is chocolate milk right now. That's all this is. My light is easy. See, when you do what you need to do in the dark, whatever you have to do in the light is easy. I can't even be this version of me. If my dark isn't what it is, you can't pretend to be this version of me. This version of me, you can't do any pretending. You can't pretend to be self-aware. That's one thing you can't do. It's not something you can pretend because you going as soon as you run into the person that's really self-aware, they're gonna say you need to have a seat. I don't know what you're talking about. None of what you're talking about is the truth. I'm telling you, you can't pretend to be this version of me. You either self-aware or you're not, but just it's definitely not something that you can pretend to be. All right, boom, let's get busy, get busy. So again, one more time, let me just see how many people I got. How many people are actively trying? Tasia, what's up, beloved? So good to see. How many people are actively trying? Because I am telling you, beloved, how many people are actively trying to let go of the past? Like, right, it's really something that you're trying to figure out. Just type me real quick. And let me see how many people. Lynn, I see you, beloved. Bianca, I see you. Okay. Elaine, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see you. Okay, now I see you. Badass, I see you. Okay, no as I see. All right, boom. Again, lock in. I need you to lock in. La, what's up, beloved? Craig, I see you. I see you. Temple, I see you. Okay, here we go. Let's lock in. Letting go of the past is understanding that it only lives in your mind. That's the first step. Letting go of the past is understanding that it only lives in your mind. Not in this moment, not in reality. One more time, people are always trying to change things that they don't understand. So before you can attempt to change something, you've got to understand it first. And then once you understand it, you may see, maybe it doesn't really need to change. Maybe it was my understanding of it that was off, right? So that's why this is important. Angie, I appreciate that, beloved. So one more time, letting go of the past is understanding that it only lives in your mind, not in this moment, not in reality, only in your memory, nowhere else. You're not suffering because the past is still happening. You're suffering because you keep mentally replaying it. Letting go isn't about trying to forget the past. That's not what we want to do. It's about understanding that the past cannot hurt you unless you bring it into today. Let's put the car in park right there. The past cannot hurt you unless you bring the past into today, which is exactly what you're doing. The past is not bothering you. It has never bothered you. You are adding the past to your moment mentally. So one more time, letting go isn't about trying to forget the past. It's about understanding that the past cannot hurt you unless you bring it into today. I appreciate that, beloved. Thank you for that gift. What happened in the past was only designed to shape you into who you are in this moment. That's what it was about. But it was never designed to define who you are becoming. It has nothing to do, your past has absolutely nothing to do with who you are becoming. Your past only shaped who you needed to be for this moment so that you could focus on who you are becoming. There are two completely different things that are happening here. Here's another thing that you need to understand. Everything that has happened to you in your past was a part of your spiritual contract, meaning it's a part of your medicine. It's a part, what you heal, you bring to the world. That's your gift. That's part of your purpose. The pain you heal becomes the medicine you give the world. It's the most important thing in the world. So every single thing that happened to you, that's how you guys got here. Because I healed the pain. And I healed the pain by changing my relationship with the past. We don't want to change the past. We want to change your relationship with it so that your past no longer has the power to impact your future. Your past no longer has the power to impact your present. How do we do that? Stop attaching emotion to it. When I look at my past now, I'm talking about me. When I look at my past, I don't attach emotion to it. So it's only wisdom that I get from it. But the moment that I attach emotion to it, I get pain, I get suffering, I get all of these different things. But what's important for you to understand is that you are the one that's attaching emotion to your past. No, you look at your past from a place of non-emotion, and it gives you wisdom. When you look at your past and you attach emotion to it, you're only going to get pain from that, beloved. When you lack self-awareness, that's what's going to happen to you. Because because if you're not self-aware of it, you don't understand that everything that happened to you leading up to this moment was all a part of your spiritual contract. It's why your spirit came here. Your spirit came here to heal everything that you've experienced, everything that you witnessed, everything that happened to you in your past. Your spirit came here to heal that, to eradicate that through you. And if you don't have a deep understanding of that, then you're going to think all these terrible things happen to you. And that's the disconnect. One more time, people are always trying to change things that they don't understand. That's why you're trying to change it. But the moment that you become self-aware, you're like, oh, okay, I understand why all of these things, these different things happen to me. I understand that it's a part of my purpose. I understand that it's a part of my mission. I understand I'm here to solve that. That's why your past is different than mine, and your past is different than every single person that you come in contact with. Even if you have siblings, you guys don't have the same past. Y'all can grow up in the same house. You do not have the same past because your experiences were different than them, because your medicine is different than them. That's so important for you to understand that. And your suffering is really coming because you don't understand. Your suffering is really coming because you don't understand. You don't understand the purpose of your past. Again, if you don't understand it, that can only mean that you're looking at it through the wrong filter. If you're looking at it through the wrong filter, it's always going to take you to the wrong place. You won't have the understanding that you need. Right? So here we go. One more time. Letting go isn't about trying to forget the past. It's about understanding that the past can only hurt you, that the past cannot hurt you unless you bring it into today. And that's exactly what you're doing, but that's okay. We're going to get past that. What happened in the past was only designed to shape who you are in this moment. But it was never designed to define who you are becoming. Freedom begins when you stop living in the moments that no longer exist. I said freedom begins when you stop living in the moments that no longer exist. So here are the 4 steps that you need to let go of the past. And let me be clear, it's humanly impossible to completely let go of the past. We don't want to let go of it because there's too much value there. The only reason why you're seeing the person that lacks self-awareness, you're thinking, I need to let go of the past. I need to get rid of my past. I need to walk away from the past. Why? That's where all your value is coming from. Why would you want to let go of that? That's the worst thing. That would be the worst decision in the history of worst decisions if I were to let go of my past. For what? It's not bothering you. Your past is not bothering you right now. Nothing has the power to bother you. Nothing has the power to disturb you except for your own mind. Yeah, Rich, I mean, man, that's where all your real wealth is coming from, is what happened in your past, because that's your medicine. And again, it's all PTG, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, let me get busy. So one more time, it's humanly impossible to let go of the past. Not only is it humanly impossible to let go of the past, you don't want to let go of the past. It would be the worst thing that would ever happen to you. And I tell you guys this all the time. I know I've taught this to my students several times. Here's what you got to understand. Let me tell you the most beautiful thing about the present moment. The most beautiful thing about the present moment is it can only show you who you were. It can't show you who you are right now. The present moment can only show you who you were. It can show you who you've been leading up to this moment. It can't show you where you're going. It can only show you the decisions and the choices that you've made leading up to this moment. So when you look at your past, you're looking at a reflection of your decisions. You're looking at a reflection of your choices. You're looking at a reflection of what you tolerated. You're looking at a reflection of what you normalized. You're looking at a reflection of what you settled for. That's what it's showing you. It's showing you every choice and decision leading up to this moment, but it can't reflect the next moment. So there's always space between the present moment and who you used to be. And when you don't like the life that you've been living, or you don't like the reflection in the mirror, I have an opportunity to pivot now. I have an opportunity to change some things. I have an opportunity to change my surroundings. I have an opportunity to change my mind. That's what it's showing you. The present moment is always your mirror. It's only showing you who you've been leading up to this moment. So there's nothing to punish yourself about. It's showing you all your choices. It's showing you all of your decisions. It's showing you what you've settled for. It's showing you what you tolerated. It's showing you what you've allowed. That's all it's showing you. So you look at it. You look at your life. If you like the way that everything is going, keep moving how you've been moving. But if you don't like what you're seeing in the mirror, then it's time to change. It's time to pivot. And that's the most beautiful thing about it. There's nothing to be upset about. Because your reality is only showing you a reflection of who you were. It's not showing you who you're becoming. It doesn't have that power. So you need your past. Because when I look at my past and I don't attach emotion to it, I'm looking at everything that I've overcome. I'm looking at all of the obstacles I've overcome. I'm looking at the adversity that I've overcome. I'm looking at how high I've climbed on the mountain. I'm looking at all of the moments when I thought I wouldn't make it, and I did. All the relationships I thought I'd never heal from, and I did. All of the things that happened to me that I thought that I would never make it out of, and I did. That's what your past is showing you. Your past is your greatest cheerleader. It's showing you, man, you're the baddest thing walking. It's evidence that you are badass. You ain't got no other evidence. Think about what I'm saying to you, beloved. Your past is the evidence that you are badass. Tomorrow can't show you that. The present moment can't show you that. The only thing that can show you receipts that you are badass is your past. The problem is that you're looking at it through the wrong filter. When you look at your past, you only look at what's wrong. No, you look at your past for everything that you've been able to overcome, for everything that you've achieved, for who you are in this moment, all the moments that you thought you wouldn't make it out of certain situations, and you did, and look, you still standing 10 toes down. I give you credit. Okay, maybe you're not where you want to be in life. I get that part, but damn, you ain't where you used to be either. We ain't gonna look through that filter. I tell you guys this all the time. What's wrong is always available, but so is what's right. That's your life. What's wrong is always available, but so is what's right. Which filter are you tuned into? Because when you're looking at your past, you're looking at through one of those filters. You're looking at what's wrong with it, or you're looking at what's right about it. When I look at my past, I only look at what's right. I'm like, man, I can't believe I became this version of myself. Man, I can't believe it. And what a blessing. What a blessing to have the burdens of becoming the version of yourself that you're becoming right now. You ain't got nothing to complain about. What a blessing to be on that spiritual journey, to be on that path, to becoming the greatest version. That who cares about what happened yesterday? Man, you on the path to become an historically powerful individual. You on the path to becoming someone that only the top 1% of the people in the history of this planet has ever made it to. You own that. I don't give a damn if you're at the bottom of the mountain or you're at the top of it. Most people don't even know what a mountain is. At least you standing at the base of the mountain. Some of you guys are halfway up it. Some of you guys are 3/4 of the way. So who cares about what happened yesterday? God has put you in a position to become someone that people are going to be talking about thousands of years from today. Your focus is on that right there. You get ready to become somebody historically great. That's if you allow yourself to be. There's the caveat there. Will you allow yourself to be it? Will you allow yourself to be it? Or you can only focus on what's wrong and focus on what's missing and focus on what you don't have and focus on who didn't love you and focus on who stopped believing in you and all these other things? Show up lukewarm to your own life. You know, it's come on, what are we doing here? I'm gonna just be honest with you about what you guys on something. I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna just keep it a trillion with you real quick. You know, some of you guys are really desensitized to your own greatness. I'm just be honest with you. You are. You wanna know what the problem is? That's the real problem. You desensitize to your own greatness. Elaine, I appreciate that, beloved. That's the problem. I'm telling you the real problem. You don't have no other problem. That's your problem. You wanna know what the problem is? That right there. That's the real problem. I'm gonna qualify it. I'm gonna qualify the fact that that's the problem. Because some of you guys don't believe it, because some of you guys don't even believe you're great. Which means we got two problems now. You got the problem that you are desensitized to your own greatness, and then you got some of you guys don't even believe you great at all. Because you're so busy looking at yourself through what you've achieved, and you looking at yourself through the rear view mirror of your life, and you looking at yourself. I'm getting ready to qualify it for you. Watch this, Jessica. I'm gonna qualify it for you. I'm gonna qualify it for you. Let me tell you why we're so impressed with magicians. We're so impressed with magicians because the magician can take something and make it disappear right in front of your eyes. We'll spend hundreds of dollars to go and see some magic show. When you got this person, they'll take something and do some trick and boom, it's gone. And you're like, wow, it disappeared. And then they'll do something else and they'll bring it back. And everybody clapping and cheering and all these other things like that. You talk about how amazing the show was. You driving home with your significant other or whatever the case may be, or your girlfriends, your friend, and you're talking about how amazing the show was. But wait a minute. Everything that the magician is doing is an illusion. He's got your mind thinking that something really disappeared and then something really reappeared. And that's all the magic of it. But that's who you are for real. Ain't no illusions when it comes to you. You take something that we can't see, that being a thought, and you create the physical thing. Boom. Now we can all see it. Now we can all benefit from it. You have taken thoughts that only existed in your mind that the rest of the world was blind to. And boom, with some belief behind it, it manifested. You created the physical product. You created the physical thing. But you don't clap for yourself like that. And you do that every day. You didn't have a relationship. Boom, you created one. You didn't have a house. Boom, you got one. You didn't have the apartment. Boom, you got one. You didn't have the job. Boom, you got one. If you was in Vegas right now, people would be lined up to see you. But you don't look at yourself that way, beloved. You are the greatest magician in human history because you can take things for real that no one else can see and make them appear. Look at Deborah. Self-awareness Sundays was a thought in her mind. It was just a thought in her mind. Nobody knew that what was coming. Boom, she created it. Now everyone gets to benefit from that. Look at Divine. He took his clarity sessions It was just a thought in his mind. Boom, he created it. Now the world gets to benefit from that. The same thing happened with this book. It was just in my mind. The same thing that happened with the Mindset Masters community. It was just in my mind. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You are the greatest show on turf. But you don't look at yourself that way. But you'll drive to that auditorium and you'll give that magician all the praise in the world. High fives, and you're so wonderful, and you're so amazing, and all these other things like that. But you don't ever say that about yourself. Did I qualify it enough for you? Just let me know. Cosmic G, what's up, family? Look at all of the things that was once just a thought in your mind. Your kids on down. Look at all of the things that was once just a thought in your mind that's here right now. World couldn't see it. Same way with the magician. When the magician makes it disappear, he the only one that knows where the thing went. We don't know. We sitting here looking around like, oh my God, where'd it go? The magician at that time is the only one that knows where the thing went, and he's the only one that knows how to bring it back. Same thing with you. The difference is that it's not magic with you. It's manifestation with you. That's just what you are at your nature. That's not even anything fancy. The magician trained to do that. You do that by nature. That's just a part of what makes you special. That's just a small part of what God put in you. Small. That's nothing. God is like, they impressed with that? Y'all watching these magic shows? They don't know. You don't know that's what you do every single day? I put that in you. I put that. You was born with that. That's just part of your nature. It's fake with the magician. It's real with you. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I said, baddest thing on the planet is you. I said, the baddest thing on the planet is you. And the only thing you don't believe that, beloved. Even though I just gave you what I just gave you, you still don't believe that. There's nothing in this world that you can't create, that you can't build. Nothing. The only problem is you just might be around the wrong people. That's your only problem, beloved. The only problem you have is you just might be surrounded by the wrong people. Because there's only two types of people in this world. There's going to be people that reflect where you're going, and there's going to be people that reflect where you've been. And oftentimes, most people are surrounded by people that can only reflect where they've been, so they don't have the power to help you to get to where you're trying to go. Let me give it to you in a way I know you don't miss it. Let me give it to you in a way I know you don't miss it. So there was this father. Right before he died, he had a conversation with his son. And he told his son, I want to leave you this watch. But before I give you the watch, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take the watch to the closest jewelry store, and I want you to see how much they'll give you for it. Don't sell the watch. Just take the watch and see how much they'll give you. The son loved his father. He said, absolutely, father. He took off. He went to the local jewelry store, just like his father said. He handed the man the watch. The man looked at the watch for a little while. He said, I'll give you $150 for it. The son took the watch back, said, thank you. He left. He went back to talk to his dad. He said, Dad, they said they'll give me $150 for it. His dad said, okay, wonderful. Now I want you to take the watch to the local pawn shop. See how much they'll give it to you. See how much they'll give you for it. But don't sell the watch. Son says, okay, takes off, goes to the local pawn shop. The pawn shop guy looks at the watch. He says, I'll give you $50 for it. Kid took the watch back, said, okay, have a good day. Took off. Dad, he said he'd give me $50 for it. The dad said, listen, I have one more request. I want you to take the watch to the local museum. Just see how much they'll give you for it. So the kid takes the watch to the local museum. The curator of the museum says, I'll give you $500,000 for the watch right now. This is a rare antique. I want to add this to my collection. The kid takes off out of the museum, goes back and sees his dad. He says, Dad, he offered me $500,000 for the watch. He said, exactly, son. That's what I want you to understand. Oftentimes in life, the environment that you're in will dictate your value. You took the watch to the jewelry store. They offered you $150. You took it to the pawn shop. They offered you $50. You took it to the curator of the museum. They offered you $500,000. Pay attention. Here's the lesson in it, son. Pay attention to the environment that you're in. Some of you guys are around people that are just like the jewelry store man. They can only see limited value in you. Some of you guys are around people that's like the man at the pawn shop. They can only see limited value in you. You won't become powerful until you surround yourself with people like the man at the museum, where they can see your full value and they will appreciate your full value. And they won't see you through your past. They won't see you through your pain. They won't see you through what's wrong with your life. They'll only see you based upon what's right about it. That's what I need you to understand. Where you set yourself will oftentimes determine your value. And the problem is not your value. The problem is their vision, because their vision won't allow them to see your value. Yeah, you walking around with pawn shop people, walking around with jewelry store people. Just imagine if that son had sold the watch for $150, and then the jewelry store man was smart enough to take the watch and go get the $500,000 for it. Just imagine that. Just imagine if he sold the watch for the $50 and then turned around and the pawn shop man knew exactly where to go and get the real value from the watch. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Sometimes it's the people that you are around, beloved. That's the point I'm trying to get you to understand. Sometimes the people that you are around, they don't have the power to see your value. And here's the problem. When people don't have the power to see your value, sometimes you'll borrow their value and you'll attach that to yourself. You'll start to think that maybe you're not worth that much. You'll start to think that maybe you're not that special. You'll start to think that maybe I'm not that gifted and maybe I'm not that this. Not because you're not, but because you're surrounded by the wrong people. Watch was 200 years old. I appreciate the gift, beloved. I appreciate the gift. I appreciate the gift, you guys. You got to know that. You got to know that. Like I said again, when you are on that journey to become the greatest version of yourself, man, you got to be around. If you are a lion, you need to be around lions. If you are great whites, you need to be around great whites. It's so important with respect to, because then people are going where you going. See, that's the thing. They're going where you going. So some of you guys, you in an environment where you might be motivated, you might be inspired. You got this person, all this low vibrational energy, and they projecting their limiting beliefs onto you, and projecting their doubts onto you, and projecting their fears onto you, and the environment is all thick, and nobody's happy, and all this. No, but you got to pay attention to who you surrounded by. Man, you got to pay attention to that. You got to pay attention to that. We talk about this all the time. It's like that the flower pot analogy. You know what I'm saying? When you think about a real flower, once you plant that flower inside of a certain pot, at some point in time, that flower is going to start to grow, and that flower is going to grow to such a degree to where you're going to have to change that flower into a bigger pot, just so that the flower can continue to grow. If not, the flower is going to slowly start to die. right? And some of you guys are just like that flower. You're in the wrong pot. Yeah, you might have started out in a pot that was good for you, but you may have transcended that. You may have outgrown that. You may need to shift or change the environment. And that's what's important. You got to start looking at yourself that way. Environment is everything. Nothing can grow in the wrong environment. Nothing will become the most powerful version of itself if it's in the wrong environment, if it's planted in the wrong environment, right? You got to start looking at yourself that way. It's not that you're the wrong person. You just might be in the wrong environment. Environment is everything. I'm telling you now, environment will impact your whole energy, your spirit, your mindset, your vision. Environment that's what conditioning is. See, that's the difference between programming and conditioning. Programming just comes from what someone is saying. Conditioning comes from your environment. And I can make the argument that conditioning is far worse than programming ever could be. Some of you guys are getting conditioned right now. It's not so much about what somebody is saying to you. The environment conditions you. This is why when soldiers go off to battle, they come back and they're a shell of themselves. The reason why they're a shell of themselves is not because somebody was talking to them. That's programming. No, they come back a shell of themselves because of what they witnessed. That environment changed them. That's the best example in the world that I can give you. Think about all them soldiers that come back after all the stuff that they didn't witness and what they didn't see. It wasn't what somebody said that caused them to get the PTSD. It's what they saw. And you got to understand that. So conditioning is the worst thing in the world, man, because it'll change the way you see yourself. It'll change the way you love yourself. It'll change how motivated and how inspired you are. It's going to change things about you that you don't even understand that's being changed right now. Think about it. When that soldier here's the best qualifier in the world. Best qualifier in the world. When that soldier is over there, and I love soldiers. I love them. Everything about them. So this isn't about them. When that soldier is over there doing whatever it is that they're doing, they don't know that all of that's happening to them internally. There ain't never been a soldier that sat over there and said, man, I think something's wrong with me. I think so, because they become a reflection of the environment. They don't understand that something is wrong with it until they get back to a normal environment. Once they get back to a normal environment, then they're like, wait a minute, something's off here. But while they're in that environment, they don't know that anything is wrong. They don't know that anything is wrong at all. They don't know the effects that the environment is having on them until they get out of the environment. Once they get out of the environment, then it's like, wait a minute. And even the people that love them dearly, it's like, you're not the same, you're different. And this is why they can only really hang out with other people that have done what it is that they were doing, because only those people understand the symptoms that they're going through and the trauma that they're going through and the stress that they're going through and all these different things like that. And you got to wake up, man. That environment is serious. Pay attention to what's happening in your environment. Do you feel motivated in the environment? Do you feel inspired in the environment? Do you feel loved in the environment? Do you feel appreciated in the environment? Do you feel seen in the environment? Are you being accepted? Or are you just being tolerated in the environment? What's happening in the environment? You got to understand that. Yeah, beloved, I'm telling you, that environment is serious. Conditioning is serious. And if you're in the wrong environment right now, you're being conditioned. You're being conditioned right now. If you wondering why you're not motivated, if you wondering why you're not inspired, if you wondering why you ain't jumping out of bed with all that zest, it's because chances are you waking up to somebody that you really don't want to be waking up to. You waking up to a life that you really don't want to be waking up to. And that environment is conditioning you. That's why you need all that coffee, you need all them energy drinks, and you need all that motivation, you need all of this stuff. Because the environment is conditioning you. Like the soldier. The soldier don't know that there's a problem. When that soldier is over there doing what they're doing, they don't know it's a problem. They don't know that something internally is happening. They don't know that something's happening to their mind. They don't know that at all. They just like mission accomplished. They come home, a couple months later, they're like, wait a minute. Something happening here. I'm not the same person anymore. They're not the same anymore. That's because of that conditioning. Conditioning is a bad boy. I'm telling you. Once that conditioning get a hold of you, some of you guys are being conditioned right now, and you don't understand the impact it's having on you, and you won't understand. See, most people are depressed, and they don't even realize that they're depressed. And it's only when you make contact with joy that you realize how depressed you were. That's the only time you'll realize it. Other than that, because you've normalized the depression, you've learned how to live with the depression. So only when you come in contact with joy that you'll really realize, like, damn, I can't believe, right? Or you get out of that relationship and you feel like you just got out of jail. Some of you guys, you've done that before. You got out of a relationship and you just felt so light, you felt so free. You just felt like a whole brand new person because you didn't understand that you had been under the weight of that relationship that entire time. That's conditioning. I'm telling you, that conditioning to tear you up. That conditioning will tear you up. Real quick, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, consciousness, emotional intelligence. I specialize in helping my students and clients become the most powerful versions of themselves. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? Let me get back into this live. Let me get back into this past piece because this is important. So yeah, I just want you guys to understand, like I said again, the difference between programming and conditioning is what's running your life right now. You see the world through your programming and conditioning. But that's what makes you special, right? Because you see the world in a way that no other human being. You hear what I'm saying to you? You see the world in a way that no human being in the history of this planet, that no human being that will ever walk on this earth ever again, you see the world in a way that no human being ever will or ever has. That's what makes you special. That's only part. Let me correct that. That's only part of what makes you special, beloved. Nobody has your vision. Nobody sees the world the way you do. Nobody has your heart. Nobody feels the way you do. That's how your heart feels. It's your heart feels based upon your programming and conditioning. It feels based upon your experiences. It feels so your programming and conditioning is critically important. Not only does it impact, the world that you see, but it impacts what you feel when you see what you see. Now, some people, because you lack self-awareness, you see the world through your pain. So when other people in pain, you don't feel any empathy because your mindset instantly becomes, well, nobody saved me and nobody was there for me and nobody loved me and I didn't have a mom either and I didn't have a dad. Them is the worst people in the world. Those are the worst people in the world. Worst people in the world. Benjamin, what's up, family? So good to see you. Because you see in the world only through your pain, and that's the problem. Because again, when you lack self-awareness, you don't understand what's going on. You just don't understand, beloved. It's just, you're just in the dark. You're moving through the world through the dark. You're just seeing everything through the eyes of your pain, and you don't understand what's going on. Okay, here we go. Let's get back into this live, y'all. Let's get back in rhythm. Absolutely, Benjamin. I appreciate you. Yeah, those are the worst people in the world, Lynetta. I'm telling you now, beloved. Worst people in the world. Let's get back into this though. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys 4 steps. We're gonna run through this real quick. These are the 4 steps on to letting go of your past, and let's get in a rhythm with this. Step 1. Acceptance. That's step 1. Step 1 is acceptance. Acceptance is deeply powerful. Do not try to sidestep the fact that it happened. We're not going to sidestep the fact that it happened. We understand everything that happened leading up to this moment. We're not going to sidestep it. Do not waste your energy trying to change reality. You strip the situation of its power over you by simply saying this to yourself: I'm going to accept the world as it is. I'm going to accept myself, most importantly, as I am. I'm going to accept what happened to me as an unchangeable part of my reality, but it can no longer dominate my mind. That's acceptance. You want to know what makes you the most powerful person on the face of this earth? Acceptance. It's what I've mastered. It's what I've mastered, beloved. I don't want to change anything outside of me. I accept what is. I don't want to change you. I accept what is. I don't want to change my past. I accept what is. I don't want to know what might happen tomorrow. I'm accepting what is. What my past is for. Let me tell you what your past is really for. What your past is for is to let you know that you are prepared for whatever it is that's going to happen next. That's what your past is for. You have a past. What makes you badass is that God has prepared you for whatever the next moment is that's getting ready to come. You're going to be ready for it. And if you look back over your life, everything that you thought you wouldn't make it through, you made it through. Come on, you got to turn your awareness up. You got to turn your awareness up, beloved. Stop focusing on tomorrow. Stop focusing on what might happen 5 minutes. You're going to be ready. You need to extract the value from what's happening in this moment and stop focusing on what might happen in the next. That's where your anxiety is coming from. I don't give a damn about what's going to happen later. I'm focused on what's happening right now. I'm focused on who's in front of me. Damn who might come. I'm focusing on damn who left. I'm focusing on what's happening right now in this moment. How am I growing in this moment? How am I evolving in this moment? I'm not worried about, see, the next moment belongs to God. I ain't worried about that. See, that's what we don't understand. The next moment belongs to him. It don't belong to you. The only thing that belongs to you is this moment right here. It's the only thing you own. You own this moment. And you don't own the next one and you don't own the last one. You own this one. So what you think, the moment you start thinking about what might happen next, you in his lane. That's what all of your negative emotions are trying to let you know, man, get out of his lane. You all in his lane, trying to figure that's the problem. We all in other people's business and we all in their life and we all in what happened with the celebrity gossip. Your mind is so used to being in other people's business that this got you in God's business. You ain't got no business thinking about the next moment. That belongs to him. He gave you this one. And if you haven't mastered this moment, you shouldn't even be thinking about the next one. So that's what acceptance makes you badass. Coach, I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. Accept what is. Coach, I don't like you anymore. I accept what is. Coach, I don't want to know you. I accept what is. Coach, I want to be your friend. I accept what is. Whatever reality is given me, I accept it. Because whatever you resist, suffering. Whatever you reject, suffering. Whatever you're afraid of losing, suffering. Stop suffering. You suffering unnecessarily. All that suffering you doing is happening because of you, because you rejected reality. See, it's not reality that hurts you. It's your resistance to reality that hurts you. It's not life that hurts you. It's your resistance to life that hurts you. Acceptance is a superpower. You want to become one of the top 1% of the people on the face of this earth. Let acceptance be your new best friend. Let radical acceptance be your new best friend, and it's going to change your life. Somebody can knock on my door right now. Coach, we taking your car. I accept what is. I'll be walking or I'll be catching the bus, but I'm going to accept what is. Coach, we going to take your house. I accept what is. God going to give me another one. Coach, I don't want to be with you anymore. God going to bring me somebody else. I'm focused on who's coming. I'm not paying attention to who left. When you start mastering acceptance, it's game over. You ain't got no control anyway. What you going to do? You going to punish yourself for something that happened yesterday? You going to punish yourself because this person want to go do something with their life? You going to punish yourself because this person don't want to be your friend? You going to punish yourself because this person don't want to be connected to you anymore? Damn all of that. What about the relationship you have with yourself? That should be the only one you're terrified of losing. The only thing I'm afraid of losing is me. I ain't got no problem losing you. I'm terrified to lose me. Terrified, I said. Scary movie terrified. Halloween terrified. Spooky house terrified. Ghost story terrified. I'm terrified to lose me, not you. I lose nothing when I lose you. I lose everything when I lose me. You never belonged to me. You didn't belong to me, so I didn't lose anything.
That part right there, Spartan, that scream terrified. I'm talking about that first one. Freddy Krueger terrified. I'm talking about that first Freddy Krueger. When we was really terrified. Jason terrified. Yeah, you can't lose you, beloved. I don't give a damn who walk out your life. You better not. See, that's the problem. This person walked out your life. You walked out mentally. This person stopped connecting to you. You disconnected from yourself. This person stopped loving you. You stopped loving yourself. Hell no. We ain't doing that no more. You better put yourself in park and get yourself in check quick. Everything you've ever lost in life, something else came better. Look at your life. Look back over your past. Every relationship you was in, when you lost that person, yeah, you was upset. Yeah, you might have been depressed. Yeah, you was down on yourself. But I know something. I wasn't even there. Let me tell you what happened. Somebody better came. I bet you that. I bet you somebody better came. I bet you that. I bet you that job that you were so terrified to lose, I bet you ended up getting another one. I bet you the one that you ended up getting was better than the one you lost. You have to understand, man, you got to accept everything that's coming, because that's letting God know. See, this is how you really become powerful. I'm letting God know you holding the steering wheel. Whatever you bring me, that's what I'm taking. You give me chicken, we having chicken tonight. You give me steak, we having steak tonight. You give me this person, we gonna have this person tonight. Whatever you give me, I'm accepting. I ain't afraid of losing anything because nothing don't belong to me. Well, the only thing that belongs to you is what you showed up with, beloved. That's what belongs to you. Whatever you was born with, that's what belongs to you. Last time I checked, you didn't come with nothing. So if you didn't come with that, you can't lose anything. But you can lose yourself. Oh yeah, you can lose the best thing. Yeah, you can lose something. I'm telling you, Jessica, I'm telling you, beloved, I don't give a damn what we lose. We can't lose you. We're going to find another Rick, another James, another Bob, another Steve, another whatever his name might be. We're going to get another one of them. We can't lose you. We lose the asset. We lose the game. We didn't lost the Super Bowl. That's like the Patriots losing Tom Brady when he was in his prime. We lose Tom Brady, we're going to lose the Super Bowl. We can lose all these other people. We can't lose Tom Brady. You, Tom Brady. We can't lose you. We're going to get some other players, guaranteed. Ain't but one Tom Brady on the team. Ain't but one Michael Jordan on the team. Ain't but one Kobe on the team. Ain't but one LeBron on the team. Okay, that's you. Everybody else is role players. We can get the new role players. You sit here stressed out because we lost somebody on the bench. What was in your life was just somebody on the bench. God put that person on your bench. You the coach and the team at the same time. Damn the role players. Everybody in your life right now is a role player. That's it. That's all. They are not the starter. They are the role player. Get that in your head. They ain't got all this. See, I tell you guys this all the time. Most important number in the world. In the world. It's not number one. Not 7. Oh, 7, coach. Yeah, if you in Vegas, 7 might be. But the most important number in the numerical system, from a self-awareness perspective, is 0. Nothing is, you can't get anywhere without 0. Is 0 a number, coach? Hell yeah, it's a number. You can't get anywhere without 0 because nothing comes before 0. But here's what you got to understand. Well, what does that mean? From an awareness perspective, that means that everyone else in your life gets to be a number 1. Your kids can be number 1s. Your significant other can be a number 1. Your family can be number 1s. The people, certain co-workers, but you have to earn that position. You don't just get to be number 1 because I say you number 1. No, you have to earn that. Your behavior makes you a number 1. How you show up for me makes you a number 1. Who you become when you're around me makes me a number 1. How I feel in your presence and in your energy makes you a number 1. No, I'm 0, not to come before me. Now, I can have multiple number 1s in my life. Multiple. Let me tell you why. Because the energy that your significant other brings is different than the energy that your kids bring. The energy that your kids bring is different than the energy that your friends bring. The energy that your friends bring is different than the energy that your parents bring. So you can have number ones in different categories of your life. This is how you got to break your life down. I got nothing but ones in my life. I ain't got no threes. I ain't got no twos. I ain't got no fives. We ain't got time for all that. If you ain't a number one, you can't be there. But that zero is me. No, I can't lose the zero. I can have different number ones, but what I can't lose is zero. Hell no. See, you didn't let society trick you into believing that one is the best. Oh yeah, we're number one and all these other things like that. No, I don't want, no. When it comes to awareness, nothing is more important than zero. Why? Because everything starts with you, beloved. You are the point. There is no other point. You are the point. You are center. You are sky in your reality, in your life. So you're number one, or excuse me, you represent zero. Yeah, zero is what produces the one. Without zero, we can't even get to the one. So everybody in your life, when you think about look at your life this way. Look at your life this way. Look at your life the same way you look at a basketball team. See, sometimes you just got to change the filter that you look at life through. Look at your life like you a basketball team. Okay, you the starter on the team. You the star. You the one everybody coming to see. Okay, you the star. Now, every single person, and you got some role players. This person over here shoot the ball. This person over here get rebounds. This person over here defend. But everybody's coming to see you. It's all about you. You the starter on the team. Now, here's what you got to ask yourself. Star, who's underperforming on the team? Who's underperforming on the team? Who have you attached some label to where the label is keeping you blind and it's causing you to not see that this person is not really adding value to you? This person is making more withdrawals from you than deposits. You got to look at yourself because you're trying to win the championship. How you going to win the championship if you got different role players on your team and they underperforming and not showing up for you and not loving you and not disrespecting you and you walking on eggshell, but you're the star. God is looking at you like, I sent you to be the star of your team. I didn't send you to be the star of the team of the world. I sent you to be the star of your team. How you coming in second in this your team? You got some people on this live right now. You coming in second, but you the star. Because you didn't handed your happiness to this person. You didn't handed your peace to this person. You walking on eggshells. You got to manage this person's emotions and talk to them a certain way and all these things, but you the star. Now you got to get back to being the star of your team. And you got to understand that every single person is just playing the role that you allow them to play on your team. It's your team, coach. It's your team, star. Who do we need to fire, coach? Who do we need to get rid of, coach? Who's underperforming, coach? If we was in a real basketball game, it's game 7. And you the real coach. You got 5 people out there on that court that you managing. They only out there because of you. You mean to tell me with a straight face, they're going to be out there underperforming, you're going to keep them in the game? You ain't going to move the players around? That's what you're telling me with a straight face? You down attached to the players? That you're going to sit here, we down 10, we got 3 minutes left to go in the game. You sitting here, you see they underperforming, you ain't going to call a timeout? You're not going to remove none of the players from the team and get some fresh people in there, some fresh legs in there? That's what you're telling me? And we trying to win the championship and we got the potential to win it? You don't need to be the coach. Period. I don't know any other conclusion to draw. You don't need to be the coach. You got people in your life that's showing up small. You don't need to be the coach. You got people in your life that you allow to disrespect you. You don't need to be the coach. You got people in your life that's verbally abusing you. You don't need to be the coach. How you going to take the team to the championship? How you going to become the most powerful version of yourself if you settling for that? And you the coach. They only there because of you. All their power come from you. I wish I would. Everybody on my team know they're lucky to be there. Lucky, I said. See, people will never feel lucky to have access to you if you don't feel lucky to have access to yourself. That's where all the problems start right there. That's the real problem. You don't feel lucky to have access to yourself. So those people will never feel lucky to have access to you either, because they're going to always match your energy. Whatever, you the blueprint for everything. You the blueprint for love. You the blueprint for happiness. You the blueprint for peace. You the blueprint for everything. People are only following your blueprint, beloved. People will only do what you allow. And the love you receive from people is the love you believe you deserve. But the blueprint is you. So as soon as people start telling, oh, coach, this is going on, that's going on, I'm like, oh, you don't know who you are yet. That's the problem. You forgot who you are. Pastor Tony, what's up, family? So good to see you. You so badass, Pastor Tony, I don't know what to do. I'm talking about it. Listen, man, we ain't got time for all that weak energy. Y'all see what's going on in this world, man. Ain't nobody got time. You ain't got time to be showing up small to your life. Look at the world, man. The world playing craft serious. You need to be. The world playing craft serious. Look at all this drama that's going on in the world. Look at all this chaos going on in the world. What you mean you showing up small to your life? What you mean you turning down the volume on your voice? What you mean you shrinking in the moment? What you mean you're not speaking your truth? What you mean you're not showing up as the most authentic version of yourself? Man, please. Let's show up. You better show up to everything you do fully unlocked. Rock the hell out the boat and hope somebody fall out. I hope you fall out. All right, boom. Let me run through this real quick. How much time we got? Okay, we got a couple minutes. Let me run through this real quick. I'm telling you now. Benjamin, come on, family. I'm telling you. That's family right there. Yeah, I tell you guys this all the time. You the warden and the inmate. You are the warden and the inmate to your own life. Which one you gonna be? Which one you gonna be, warden? Which one you gonna be? You gonna lock yourself in the cage because you show up slow? You gonna lock yourself in the cage because you tolerate the disrespect? You gonna lock yourself in the cage because this person don't want to give you everything you want, need, and desire? That's what we doing, because that's what's happening. You the only one that hold the keys. Whatever you normalize, you put yourself in that cage. So you the warden and the inmate. Which one we gonna be? We only get to be one or the other. The warden go home at night. So yeah, he work at the prison, but he don't live there. It's a big difference. An inmate ain't never going nowhere. So which one we gonna be? We gonna be the one that never go nowhere? We gonna go home. We gonna be the one that never go anywhere? We gonna become powerful. We gonna be the one that never go anywhere? We gonna change the world. Man, we gonna change the world. I don't give a damn if you in the back of the minivan, you driving the minivan, you on the roof of the minivan. Get in the car. We getting ready to go change the world. You gotta step your game up. Cover your section of what's happening. That's the only thing that God wants you to do, is manage your real estate. The real estate that he gave you, he wants you to manage. And the real estate that he gave you is not outside of you. The real estate that he gave you is right here. He's asking you to manage this real estate, because this real estate is what produces all of the external real estate. He wants you to master your internal kingdom before he can hand you the external one. That's what he wants you to know. I'm going to hand you this external kingdom, and you ain't got the internal one mastered yet. You're going to really be in trouble. He's going to cripple you, beloved. He's going to cripple you. And he knows that. If you can't master your inner kingdom, how you going to master the outer one? Do you know, I told you guys this earlier. The heaviest thing you will ever carry in your life is the weight of your purpose. That requires maximum discipline. That requires integrity. What does integrity mean? That means that who you are in the dark and who you are in the light are the same. No degree of separation. I'm not managing two versions of me. The internet version of me, and then the version of me that I am at home. The version of me that I am at the church, and the version of me I become at the club. The version of me that I am when nobody's watching, in my browser history version of me. You managing two different versions of yourself. He won't bless that because he don't know which version of you to bless. Who's the one that's getting ready to go change the world? The one that's got the bad browser history, or the one that's like, which version of you am I blessing here? One more time. A divided heart is worse than an ignorant one, because at least the person with the ignorant heart, they just haven't awakened yet. That person with the divided heart, you managing two different versions of yourself. The version of you at the church and then the version of you at the club. Two different, completely different versions of you. I'm telling you, Benjamin, I'm telling you, beloved, most people are walking around managing two different versions of themselves. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of internal chaos because you don't know who, I mean, which version of you is holding the steering wheel. All right, so let me run through this real quick. Yeah, Benjamin, we got to wake him up, beloved. Yeah, Cash. I mean, come on, man. It's one version of me. It's one version of me, and you know, I tell people this all the time. You know, I'd rather you hate me for who I am than to love me for who I'm not. That's just the real. I'd rather you hate me for who I am than to love me for who I'm not. And that's why relationships fall apart. Because who that person really is at some point in time is going to emerge. And it's not going to be the person that you signed up to be with. It's not going to be the person that you signed up to be their friend. It's not going to be that person. You're going to get somebody different. Chances, I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you, if there's something wrong in your relationship, let me tell you what's wrong with it. Let me tell you what's going on in your relationship. Let me tell you what's going on. Who you met and who you wake up to today are not the same. Tell me I'm lying. If you got any problems in your relationship right now, that's exactly what the problem is. The problem is that who you wake up to every single day and who you met in the beginning are not the same. This person then transformed into a whole totally different being. And that's what you're waking up to. You fell in love with who they were. You settled for who they became. I'm telling you, that's exactly what happened. You fell in love with the 5-star version of them. The version of them that opened the doors, the version of them that had the flowers, the version of them you talk on the phone for 3 hours straight, the version of them where there was all this passion, the version of them there was all this fire, the version of them there was all this high level communication, the version of them you could sit and talk for them hours and you used to say things like, oh, I can talk to him forever, or I can talk to her forever. She's so easy to talk to and he's so that you fell in love with that version. Now who you wake up to, low level conversation, low level communication, dry kiss on the cheek, dry hugs, no more passion, all the fire is gone. We tolerate each other, right? That's what you got now. All right, let me give you guys this real quick. Let me do this so we can get out of here. Let me do this so we can get out of here real quick. Okay, so one more time. These are the 4 steps to letting go of the past. Number 1, acceptance. What makes you badass? Acceptance. That's your superpower. Radical acceptance is your superpower. Acceptance is deeply powerful. Do not try to sidestep the fact that it happened. Whatever it is that happened, and all your yesterdays leading up to this moment, we don't want to sidestep the fact that it happened. We understand the fact that it happened. We just want to accept it. We're going to shut the door to yesterday because yesterday has shut the door to you. We're going to lock that. We're going to bolt that, and then we're going to move on. Whatever it is that happened then, it was all a part of your spiritual contract. We accept that. Let's move on. Do not try to change reality. You strip the situation of its power over you by saying, I'm going to accept the world as it is. I see what's going on. I ain't got the power to change it. If it does, again, one more time, if it's out of your hands, it doesn't deserve to be in your mind. That has to be your mantra. That has to be your rule of life. If it's out of your hands, it should not be renting space in your mind. Because if it's renting space in your mind and it's out of your hands, that's called suffering. Okay. Accept yourself, accept your past as an unchangeable part of your reality, and it can no longer dominate your mind. Whatever it is that happened in all of your yesterdays, we're going to accept that as an unchangeable part of reality. That's it, that's all. We're going to move on. In order for you to love who you are, you cannot hate the experiences that got you to who you are. Because again, your heart is split, beloved. In order to love who you are, you cannot hate the experiences that got you here. Because it keeps your heart divided. If you want to let go, you must fall in love with the part of you that is still holding on to the negative experience. I can make the argument that that version of you needs love more than that person you waking up to every single day. One more time, if you want to let go, you must fall in love with the part of you that is holding on to the negative experience. Fall in love with that version of you that you had to become during that traumatic situation. Whoever it is that you had to become during that time, fall in love with that version of you, because that version of you helped you to get to this moment. That version of you deserves a seat at the table just as much as them people that you're trying to impress on social media, just as much as them people at work that you pretend for. That version of you needs love more than anyone else in the world. Step 2, forgiveness. This one is important because so many people get stuck here. Forgiveness follows acceptance. Forgiveness follows acceptance. Okay? When we don't forgive, we don't punish the other person. That's so important for us to understand. And the reason why you don't do it is because you programmed your mind to think that forgiveness means that you let the other person off the hook, right? That you just let that go. And for some of you guys, that's why you carrying so much anger and so much resentment, because you think that forgiveness means that you letting the other person off the hook. No. It ain't got nothing to do with the other person. Forgiveness has absolutely nothing to do with the other person, right? When we don't forgive, we don't punish the other person. We only punish ourselves because we continue to mentally and emotionally relive the experience over and over and over again, which causes us to experience all of the negative feelings. They don't feel any of that. The person who hurt you is out enjoying their life right now. They're not even thinking about the situation, but you're thinking about it. And that resentment that you feel is what's blocking the flow of unconditional love in you. It's what's blocking peace in you. It's what's blocking happiness in you. So you're getting punished twice. You got punished for whatever they did to you, and then you're punishing yourself over and over and over again because you won't let go of the situation. But the person is living their life. I tell you guys this all the time. Your emotions are inbound only. You don't have outbound emotions. So the only person that suffers is you. When you decide to be angry or have resentment towards someone else, you only punish yourself. You don't ever punish the other person. Ever. And then you become paralyzed by the experience. And let me tell you what else happens. Every time you see that person, your blood pressure goes up. Every time you see that person, you experience this anxiety. Every time you see that person, that anger boils back up in you. Look at what you're doing to yourself, beloved. No person in human history is worth me blocking the flow of unconditional love in me because I want to hang on to some anger and I want to hang on to some resentment and just punish the hell out of myself because I want you to, but they don't feel anything. That person don't feel none of what you feeling. Once we accept the things that we can't change, it becomes easier to step forward and make peace with the past. You can't change it. Forgiveness is about no longer allowing the hurt, the pain, the anger, and the shame to hold you prisoner. That's what forgiveness is about. You are both the cage and the key to your own life. Unlock the cage of your mind and set yourself free. Let yourself out of the cage, beloved. Please. We've been programmed and conditioned to believe that forgiveness is about what we do for others, but nothing can be further from the truth. Forgiveness is about releasing ourselves from our own mental and emotional prison. It's about practicing self-compassion. That's all forgiveness is about. You must love the parts of yourself that are damaged just as much as you love the parts of yourself that are healed. That's love. Step 3 is a big one. Step 3 is a big one. Step 3 is big. The wounds that you carry, they don't belong to the current version of you. It's so important for you to understand that. All of the wounds that you carry do not belong to the current version of you. They belong to a previous version of you. I'll give you that, but they don't belong to the current version of you. So the current version of you is looking like, how can I become the most powerful version of me? How can I take us to the next level? How can we go and achieve greatness if every day I got to carry something that I don't have anything to do with? The current version of you has absolutely nothing to do with what the previous version of you experienced. The same way you still not walking around with a Band-Aid from that time when you failed when you were 5 or 6 years old. Your happiness lives in the present moment. Love lives in the present moment. Peace lives in the present moment. It's time for you to get in the driver's seat of your thoughts and emotions, rather than being mastered by them. Step 4 is the most important part. I'm gonna freestyle this piece. Step 4 is the most important part. Step 4 is the most important part of all of it. This is what I want you to do. Write a letter. Write a letter to that person that hurt you, even if they're not here anymore. Whether that's a parent, that's a grandparent, it's an ex, it's a friend, somebody that cheated on you, betrayed you, whoever it is that you hold that resentment, that anger toward, right? You write them a letter and you be as detailed as you possibly can. And every single thing that you want to say, you put that in the letter. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't hold back. Write it and be as detailed as possible. But I don't want you to send the letter. Do not send the letter. I just want you to write it. This is externalization. You're getting it out. And then this is what I want you to do. I want you to make a tiny little fire somewhere that's safe. And I want you to take that letter and I want you to burn it. And when you burn that letter, I don't want you to move until you watch that letter turn into ash. But this is the promise that I want you to make to yourself. That once that letter disappears, that you also let that situation go from your mind. Because in that moment, you're handing it to God. You're giving it to Him. You're giving it to Him because there's nothing you can do about it anymore. So you're releasing that anger. You're releasing that pain. This is a very therapeutic process. Okay, you write that letter. You say everything you would have. Again, it doesn't matter if they're not. Maybe that person may not be here anymore with us. It doesn't matter. Write the letter and be as detailed as you possibly can. Don't sugarcoat it. Say how it made you feel, how it impacted your life, who you became as a result of it, how you didn't maybe achieve certain things or do certain things as a result of what that person did to you. Write that letter. Take your time doing it. Then I want you to go somewhere where it's safe. And I want you, nobody around, no phones ringing, no nothing going on. And then you talk to God in that moment the entire time and you let Him go. You let Him know. I'm handing this to you now. Let Him carry it. That's why He's in your life. He's in your life to carry the things that you can't control. Certain things you have control over. Certain things He has control over. If it's something that you don't have control over, you got to give it to Him. That's what's causing your suffering. You're not giving the things to Him that He can control. So He don't know how to play, what role to play in your life, because things that are only in His control, you trying to control it. That's why the anxiety is coming. That's why the depression is coming. That's why the unhappiness is coming, because you're not trusting. You're not having faith. All of your negative emotions are coming because of a lack of faith, a lack of trust, a lack of belief in His power, His role, His ability in your life. Look at how far He's brought you. Come on, what are we talking about here? And that's what I want you to do. And once that letter is gone, I said, watch the letter turn into ash to where there's literally nothing left. Leave everything there. When you walk away, reset your mind, reset your energy, reset your focus. Even if you see that person, One more time. Forgiveness has absolutely nothing to do with the other person. Forgiveness is you letting yourself out of the mental prison. You letting yourself out of that cage. It got nothing to do with them. Stop making it about them. That's what's making your heart hard. You making it about the other person. That's nothing to do with them. I didn't say go be buddy buddy with them. I didn't say go back and be their friend. I didn't say you need to add the person to your life so you can give them another chance again. That's nothing to do with giving people another chance. Disconnect doesn't have to equal dislike. They already showed you who they were the first time. If that was enough for you, then the person needs to stay on the outside of your life. They can stay on the boundary of your life. So you don't have to go and add them to your life again. If that's not something that you want to do. It's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you to let yourself out of prison. That's it on that. Ooh. All right. Awesome. Yeah, you got to release yourself. That part right there, Benjamin, you got to release yourself. Type me in the comments real quick. Let me see how many first timers we got. Type me in the comments real quick if this is your first time. Myra, I see you, beloved. Type me if this is your very first time on a live stream with me. Let me see how many first timers only, please. Let me see how many first timers we got. Bella, you're so welcome, beloved. You're so welcome. Again, let go of yesterday because yesterday is already let go of you. We got to stay locked in. We got too much building to do to be focused on what's behind us. All right, first timers. For all of the people, welcome to, all first time and last time listeners. My name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, emotional intelligence, consciousness, just helping my students and clients all over the world to become the most powerful versions of themselves. I'm also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? This book is available on Amazon. It's a bestseller. It's a game changer. But what I want to talk to you guys about now is, well, one thing you guys have to understand is that I've been coaching for over 2 decades now. I've heard every problem. I've heard every kind of story. I've heard, any and everything that you could possibly imagine, from some of the worst horror stories to things that would just blow your mind up. I've literally heard it all. I'm not surprised by anything anymore. Again, I've been coaching for 2 decades now. I've coached some of the top celebrities, top athletes, executives, doctors, lawyers, politicians, everyday moms and pops, you name them. I've coached them. And what's always kind of mind blowing, there's a couple of things that always kind of stand out to me when it comes to coaching. The first thing is people don't understand the fact that they are the problem in their own life. I've coached people with PhDs and MDs and MBAs, and they don't understand that. That's number one. The second thing is always surprising to me is people don't understand meaning, right? People don't understand that you give meaning to everything. There's just a significant drop off. Like, people just don't understand that. I think that should be the first thing that we learn as human beings. That should be the first. Why that's not taught in every single school is mind-blowing to me. Number one, there would be so many people that wouldn't be suffering right now. All of these mental health issues, all of the things that we're going through in this world, there would be so many people that would have a completely different quality of life in the best and most positive way if they understood that. Beloved, everything is neutral. Nothing comes with built-in meaning. This is why you can take 2 people and they're going to see something completely different. because they're going to attach different meaning to it, because meaning is predicated on your programming and conditioning. Meaning is predicated on your upbringing. Meaning is predicated on your wounds and all of these other things like that. So one person can walk into a movie theater and think that was the best movie they've ever seen. Another person can think it's the worst. One person can look at a man and say, oh my God, he's the most handsome thing I've ever seen. One person can say, oh, he's not that special. One person can smell a particular fragrance and say, oh my God, this is the best in the world. Another person can smell it and say, I don't really like that. That doesn't smell good to me. One person can go to dinner and say, oh, the fish is the best thing in the world. The other person will say, oh, that wasn't really my thing. Nothing comes with built-in meaning. Nothing. And if you don't master meaning, you can't master life. How can you have mastery over your life if you don't have mastery over the meaning that you are assigning to everything, single thing that's happening to you? Your relationship doesn't stress you out. The meaning that you assign to it does. Your job doesn't stress you out, never has. The meaning that you assign to it does. Your kids don't disturb your peace. The meaning that you assign to it does. This person didn't have the power to make you unhappy. The meaning that you assign to it does. The relationship that you were in didn't add love to you. The meaning that you assigned to it unlocked love in you. And we don't understand that. That traffic didn't upset you. The meaning that you assigned to it did. And we don't understand that. God created us to be so powerful that he's like, why are you guys walking around here stressed out? Why are you walking around here unhappy? Why are you walking around depressed? Why are you walking around with all this anxiety? And you are assigning it. You are a walking, talking pharmacy in this moment, more powerful than every pharmacy on the planet. Do you not understand that? You are a walking, talking pharmacy. You diagnose the situation, you prescribe the emotion. You diagnose what's happening in that relationship, you prescribe the emotion. You diagnose what's happening at your job, you prescribe the emotion. You prescribe the medicine. You got to understand that, beloved. Nothing is more important than that. And we don't understand that. We think that our feelings and our emotions are coming because of what's happening in our external reality. But nothing can be further from the truth. Your external reality is neutral. It doesn't come with built-in meaning. You assign all of that. This is why we all have a different definition of what Jesus is. This is why here's the qualifier to what I'm saying. Every person you know has a different definition of what love is. Every person you know has a different definition of what success is. Every person you know has a different definition of what happiness is, has a different definition of what peace is, has a different definition of what beauty is, has a different definition of what God is. How do we not even have the same definition when it comes to him? To qualify my point, if everything came with built-in meaning, why don't we all have the same meaning when it comes to God? Why don't we all have the same universal understanding when it comes to him? Nothing more powerful than him. He don't even come with built-in meaning. You assign meaning to him. And the meaning that you assign to him is what unlocks the version of him that lives in you. That's what you got to understand. You're talking about God. We don't even have a universal meaning when it comes to him. Every religion has a different definition of who he is. Every person has a different definition of who he is. So if God doesn't even come with built-in meaning, your job most definitely doesn't. Your relationship most definitely doesn't. Your friends don't. Your family don't. That should scare you or ignite you. That should scare the hell out of you, or it should ignite you. If you don't take your life serious after that, I don't know what would give you reason to take your life serious. I really don't. Tara, I'm slick, low key confused. If you don't take your life plain craft serious after understanding that the moment you walk outside, whatever you see, you assign meaning to it. You unlock the emotion. You unlock the feeling. You unlock everything based upon the meaning that you assign to everything that's happening in your reality. And that's what God is trying to teach you. You are in a master class right now. What he's teaching you right now is where you're free. What he's teaching you right now is where you still need to heal. Where he's teaching you right now is where you don't have control of yourself. Where he's teaching you right now is where you don't really love yourself. That's the master class. Some of you guys are getting D's and F's right now because you more focus on chasing people. You're getting D's and F's right now because you more focus on who you are on social media. You're getting D's and F's right now because you more focus on trying to impress people, but you don't have mastery over yourself. But you don't have no problem getting D's and F's when it comes to you, because I will just run to the therapist. And then guess what they're going to do? They're going to put you on a pill that won't solve your problems, but it will push you further out to sea. The pill going to become a bigger problem than the problem that you went to solve to begin with. And if that don't bother you, then what are we talking about here? You went to the therapist with a category 2 problem. You walked out with a category 5 problem because you walked out on some medication that you didn't need to be on. You just had an alignment issue. That was it. Walked in with a category 2 problem, walked out with a category 5 problem. That part right there, because it's a business and we don't understand that. Like the people gonna tell you, oh, nothing's wrong with you. Of course they're gonna tell you something's wrong with you. They ain't gonna eat if they don't tell you something's wrong with you. What you mean? That's like if you go to your barber. You go to your barber right now. You go to your beautician right now. Ask your barber, is there something wrong with your hair? And I guarantee you, he's gonna find something to trim up. Oh, let me touch you up right here. Let me hit this right here. Let me do this right here. Ain't nobody gonna tell you, no, you fine. And they gotta eat and pay their bills at the same time. You don't understand that? Oh, my therapist said I need to. Of course, they told you that. Of course, they did. You can go wash your car at this car wash. Go to the next car wash and ask the next car wash. You see anything wrong with my car? Oh yeah, let me touch this up here. Let me take care of this. Let me put a little buffer on this. Let me put it. Of course, they're gonna tell you that. Yeah, we taking it. Yeah, we just because again, when you don't have mastery over yourself. Anyways, so again, my name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in everything I'm talking to you about right now. Helping people to become powerful for real. I'm gonna help you become powerful for real, not social media powerful where you pretend in front of people. I'm gonna help you become powerful in the dark. I'm gonna help you become powerful when it matters. I'm gonna help you become powerful even if you're standing at the bottom of the ocean. I'm gonna help you become powerful even if you're standing on the top of the moon. I'm gonna help you become powerful even if you're standing in the room with 10,000 people that are disagreeing with you. I'm gonna help you to become so powerful that everybody in there gonna be taking notes from you. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I do this for real. I do this for real. I eat fear for breakfast. I do this for real. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real power. I ain't talking about pretend power where you showing everybody your highlight reel. My in the dark is 10 times more powerful than my highlight reel can ever be. And that's when you truly become the most powerful version of yourself. You would rather spend time with me in the dark than you ever would in the light, because my dark is way more powerful than my light. That's unconditional love. I don't transform into some lesser version of myself. I transform into the most powerful version of myself when the camera goes off, because that's when the real me gets an opportunity to emerge. I built this version of me. I built this version of me for the world. And that's what you got to do. You got to build that version of you that you're going to push and promote to the world. But your power, so it's like the engine in that Rolls Royce or the engine in that Ferrari. Yeah, you're looking at the Ferrari. Oh, the Ferrari's pretty. And, oh, it's got these kind of seats. And oh, it's got this and that. That engine. Oh, that engine is a bad boy, but guess what? The engine is always in the dark. You ain't caught that part? What makes that Ferrari badass is not the color, it's not the leather interior, it's not the design of it, it's that engine. That engine in that car is what makes it a Ferrari. Your engine is what you are in the dark. So when you're looking at the Ferrari, you ain't never walked up and said, oh, pop the hood. You so caught up on the beauty of the car, you ain't focused on the hood. What's underneath the hood? What's underneath the hood is what makes it a Ferrari. So who you are in the dark is what makes you a Ferrari. Period. Not who you are in the light. Most people are so caught up on who they are in the light that they don't pay attention to who they become in the dark. Tell me, the engine, you pull the engine out the Ferrari, it's not a Ferrari anymore. I don't give a damn what you call it. You pull the engine out, the Ferrari is gone. That's when you become the most powerful version of you. The whole point that I'm trying to make to you, you become the most powerful version of yourself in the dark, beloved. Damn somebody believing in you. Damn need somebody to clap for you. Damn need somebody to cheer for you. Damn need somebody to validate you. Damn need somebody to show up for you. That Ferrari don't need nobody to show up for it. I can promise you that Ferrari says somebody gonna want to drive me. That's how cold I am. I ain't looking for a driver. The driver looking for me. Become the Ferrari in your life. You ready to become powerful? I'm your coach. You ready to become the most powerful version of yourself? I'm your coach. You ready to become the most confident version of you? I'm your coach. You ready to become the strongest version of you? I'm your coach. You ready to put in the work? I'm your coach. You ready to roll up your sleeves and become that version of yourself that God created you to be? I'm your coach. You want to stay lukewarm? I'm not the one. I'll just tell you that now. I'm not the one. I don't do lukewarm. So if you lukewarm, I'm not the one. There's plenty of people out there that's going to coach you lukewarm because they want the money from you. I don't want the money from you. You don't show up lava hot, we can't do nothing. Having said all of that, if you are struggling with depression, if you're struggling with unhappiness, if you're dealing with fear, if you're dealing with a lack of self-confidence, if you just can't figure out how to get to that next level, maybe you're going through some depression right now, maybe you're going through a bad breakup, a bad divorce, you can't find your way right now, you're trying to level up right now, but maybe your past is still impacting you. Maybe you still got some childhood trauma that you being affected by. I'm the one. I'm the one. And what's important to understand is that what you want in a coach is somebody that's been to the top of the mountain. Even if you don't pick me as your coach, and that's okay if you don't, beloved. But when you pick a coach, make sure that the person has been where you're trying to go. That's all I'm trying to get you to understand. Make sure that the coach that you pick, if it's not me, and I'm okay with that, but make sure that the person that you choose has been where you are trying to go, can show you credentials from people's lives that they have transformed. People that are the most powerful, people that are standing in the shoes of a level of greatness that they weren't standing in before they came in contact with that coach that you're getting ready to hire. Make sure. Don't make decisions off of your emotions. Don't make decisions off of your feelings. Because you need somebody, when it comes to what I do, you need somebody that has been to the top of the mountain. I know what the weather is like up there. I know what the altitude is like up there. There's no sound up there. You want to know why there's no sound? Because there ain't a lot of people that make it that high. That's why. Ain't no sound at the top of the mountain. I done been there. I built a camp up there. Campfire burning right now and everything. We toasting marshmallows up there. It's warm up there. But that altitude is so high, you won't see a lot of people up there. That part I can promise you. You will not see a lot of people up there. So there's not a lot of sound going on. So if you're ready to step your game up, you ready to become the most powerful version of yourself, you want to become that person that you don't no longer have to pretend about who you are on social media because you really that person, where your pictures won't even be able to justify who you are. Them videos won't even be able to justify who you are. See, that's what I want you to become. I want you to become so powerful that your pictures are actually disrespectful to who you are because they can't capture who you are. Those videos are actually disrespectful to who you are because they can't capture who you are. That's how you know you become the most powerful version of yourself. When you post that picture, like that picture can't even capture who I am. Picture can't capture who you are. Ain't no greatness being displayed on the picture. It's just visuals. I want you to become that version of yourself. Well, you like, I don't really need to post no pictures no more to keep it real. You need to meet me. I want you to become that version. The you need to meet me version of you. Type me in the comments if you're ready to take your life to the next level. If you're ready to truly take your life to the next level, type me in the comments. Let me see how many me's I got. If you lukewarm, I'm not the coach. I'm telling you now. All right, so here's what you got to understand. Everything I'm getting ready to tell you about is a dollar a day. It's $29 a month, no contracts, no obligations. I priced it this cheap for a reason. I priced it this cheap for a reason. Let me tell you everything you're getting ready to get. The first thing you're getting ready to get is my book. You're gonna get this book today. The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? Because I know you got your book today, beloved. So I'm so happy that you got your book. You're going to get my book today, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? You will have this book today in ebook format in your inbox today. That's the first thing you get. Second thing you're going to get is this, my e-course, The Fearless Mindset. You're going to receive that today. Why? Because that is a perfect companion to this book. You need them both. And there's a certain formula that I need you to apply. Because let me know if you got the e-course that goes with this as well, because there's an e-course. If you don't, send me your email address and I will make sure that you got it. Okay, so boom, you're going to get this. You're going to get the book today. You're going to get my e-course today. The Mindset Masters community is one of the fastest growing communities on social media to date. It's badass on a level that you can't even imagine. The first thing that you're going to understand is that not only are you going to get the book today, not only are you going to get the e-course today, not only are you going to get me today as your coach, but you're also going to receive access to all of my live streams like the one that you're watching right now. We're talking hundreds of hours of content, and every one of my live streams is just like a masterclass. So you're going to need pens, you're going to need notepads, you're going to need stickies, you're going to need vision boards, you're going to need everything. But most importantly, we're going to need you to empty your cup because we're getting ready to create and build a new mindset. Okay, so that's number one. So you're going to have access to all my live streams. Then you're going to have access to my podcast, which is just as powerful as the live streams. I can make the argument. Well, it's apples and oranges, right? It's whatever your thing is, but you're going to have access to both. So when you're going to have access. So when you're at home, you can watch the live streams. But when you're on the road, or you're at the gym, or you're on the go, or you're at work, and you got a break, you can still be getting the coaching coming in. That's going to be coming from the podcast because that's important. Because what we're looking to do is we're looking to change the arrangement of your mind. What does the arrangement of your mind mean? When your mind is currently arranged based upon everything that you've experienced leading up to this moment, what is self-awareness and self-mastery going to do? It's going to change the way you think. It's going to change the way you see the world. It's going to change the filter that you see the world through. And you're going to start to see people, places, and things through a totally different filter. You're going to start to see things as they really are and not as you imagine them to be. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. That's number two. So you're gonna get the book today. You're gonna get my course today. You're gonna get the live streams today. You're gonna get the podcast today. You're gonna get what I write every single day, like this piece that I just covered on the 4 steps to letting go of your past. You're gonna get stuff like that. I do that every single day. That's breakfast. That's nothing. You're gonna get that. The community is amazing. Why is the community so amazing? Like any community, right? Like any community, everything is predicated on the quality of the people that are in the community. So when you're surrounded around people that are on a similar journey to you, when you're surrounded by people that are moving in that similar direction, like-minded individuals that are positive, that are motivational, that are inspirational, people that will see you through your potential and not through your past, not through your pain, not through who you used to be, but people that will celebrate the version of yourself that you are in this moment, you can't beat that. That's number one. Number two, vulnerability. Vulnerability. The community is the only space that I know personally, and my students can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe there may be another place, but the community is one of the only places where you can really be who you are. You ain't got to pretend. You got to put on no mask. You don't have to show up as some lesser version of yourself. We're going to love and celebrate you exactly who you are right now in this moment. Whoever you are, that's the version of you that we accepted, right? So that's a beautiful thing. And the reason why that's so important is because you're sharing different parts of yourself. You're opening up, and you want to be around people that's going to say, hey, I've been through something like that. Let me tell you what I did. That's what's so amazing about the community is you can just go in the chat and just say, hey, you guys, I'm struggling with this. Or, hey, you guys, I dealt with that. Or, hey, you guys, this happened over here. Somebody got the solution to what you're dealing with, and they're going to give it to you with love. They're going to give it to you with respect. They're not going to sit up here and focus on how did the problem happen and why did the problem happen. And we ain't got time for all that. Here's the solution. This is how I dealt with it. If this worked for you, wonderful. If not, no big deal. It's that kind of energy, that kind of vibe. You ain't gonna find nothing like it on social media. That's that. And then we also have, other coaches that are in the community, that are wonderful. I'll give a great example. Miss Deborah, she's in the community. She's a coach. that can help you in different things like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you need some type of for extra outside coaching or whatever the case may be, she's available. You have a Divine. He's amazing. You know, and these are people that have this book mastered. These are people that have this book mastered. The book lives in them, not on them, right? They become the book. So Miss Deborah is one of them. Divine is one of them. Lynetta is one of them, right? Different people that have mastered the book. Red's one of them. Different people that have mastered the book, mastered their understanding of the book, that are more than happy. If you decide that you should want something external with respect to extra one-on-one time, extra one-on-one coaching, they're available to you as well. And they are incredible. And these are people that I'm endorsing and that I'm signing off on because they didn't went through the trenches with me. They didn't climb the mountains. They know where all the poisonous snakes are. They know where all the loose poison, they know where everything is. And they're just great, great, great people to know, right? They're phenomenal, phenomenal. You need phenomenal people in your life. Bottom line. That's just to sit on that. You need force multipliers, and you need people that are phenomenal, and you need people that are going where you're going in life. And that's important because I tell you guys this all the time. Environment is very important with respect to where you are planted and who you allow to have access to you. Having said all of that, and then you got Coach, God's girl right there, right? Coach is available around the clock. I'm available around the clock. So you have a community for real, right? Of people that are going to surround you with love, surround you with peace, surround you, see you through your potential and not through your pain, and that are going to help you to and assist you to become the greatest version of yourself. But are not going to hinder you, not going to hate on you, not going to anything, because we're all becoming the greatest versions of ourselves. And some of us are already that version of ourselves, and we're still chipping away at that greatness just to become more and more every single day. What's the mindset? 1%. That's it. We need you to grow by 1% every single day. That's a small ask. Let me give that some context. There's 1,440 minutes in a 24-hour day. Just 1% of that. That's 15 minutes. 15 minutes is 1% of 1,440 minutes. So if you're growing by a 1% clip every single day, that means that in 30 days, you are 30% better than you are right now. That means in 90 days, you damn near a brand new version of you. Just look at your life that way. So every single day, we want you to grow by at least a 1% clip every single day. Now, that's just the minimum. Some days you might grow by 5, some days you might grow by 10, some days you might grow by 20. That's all predicated on what you bring to the moment. But the point not to be missed is that at bare minimum, if you're growing at a 30% clip every single month, that means that in 6 months, you're going to be a whole new you. And if you've already had success, and if you've already achieved some things, with you being who you were, just imagine what's going to happen when you become that version of yourself that's fearless, that version of yourself that's ultra confident, that version of yourself that's strong, that version of yourself that doesn't need external validation and the people to clap for you and all of that. Well, your dark is as strong as your light. Let's get you there today. Right now. Let's do it. So if you are ready, so do me a favor, somebody, and pin that up. And let me give you some reviews before you jump off the cliff. Let me give you some reviews because Amazon built their entire company on reviews. Because I got a bunch of our people that's in our community right now. For anyone that's in the community right now, just put a couple words in the chat with respect to what your experience has been with the community. And then for anyone that's considering signing up to the community today, just read the chat and just look at what people are saying about the community in real time. And then once you guys check out the reviews, which are going to be amazing, I already know. Once you guys check out the reviews, copy and paste that link that God's Girl has. It's going to take you to get signed up. Once you get signed up, you'll be ready to go. So again, copy and paste that link that God's Girl has pinned there. It's going to take you guys to the sign up page. It's going to take you guys to the sign up page and you guys will be ready to go.
your link is not working. What's not working, beloved? Kazaya, did you get so Kazaya? Do you have the fearless mindset? I don't know if you. I don't know if you responded to what I said, beloved, because I missed it. You said you can't get in. Your link isn't working. Okay. Send me your Kazaya. Send me your yeah. No worries. Yeah, send me your email address. Okay. Okay, you were red. You in good hands if you were red. Anytime you were red, you in the best hands. Got it. Yeah. Anytime you were red, when certain names get called out, it just bring comfort to me because I know you in good hands. You say a red, you say a Lynetta, you say a Deborah, you say a Divine, you say a Musa, a Sefe, a D, or just certain people. Sandy, Paulina. There's just so many people in our community. Destiny. There's just so many people in our community that are on point. So many names that I can't. It's mind blowing. Any questions? Any community related questions before I get out of here? Any community related questions before I disconnect you guys? Anything community related? Yeah, Tara, Alana. But Tara on our side of the fence. Tara on the Tara helping us drive this train. Tara, I like Tara, the master mechanic, man. She doing so much work behind the scene. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. Shoot, you talking about a gift from God, man? She a gift from God for real. Hell yeah. And nope, don't ask her for nothing. You can't borrow nothing. Nope, don't use. Nope, she ain't available for nothing. I'm telling you now, we busy. So don't get to hitting her up, but don't send no messages. Nothing. She busy. I'm taking all her time. She busy. Nah, we working on some stuff. Yeah, she not available, coach. Let it. Nah, she is not available. Nope. I might find you somebody like her. Now I'll get you something close. It ain't gonna be her, but it'll be close. Yvette, what's up, beloved? Charcel, I see you, beloved. Yeah, man, Tara, man, that's our baby, man. We ain't, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Me and Coach got Tara. Silas, what's up? Ooh, no, Silas, I thought you left already. Yeah, that's another. Ooh. Want to talk about a young lion in the making? I can't wait to see who. That's LeBron right there. That's the self-awareness version of LeBron right there. Y'all remember I said that. That's the self-aware. That's the self-awareness. When LeBron first came in the league, they didn't know how to deal with him. I ain't talking about LeBron that you know right now. I'm talking about the LeBron that walked out of high school and shook the whole league up. That's the self-awareness. He LeBron. He that 18-year-old LeBron that's walking out the gym. They ain't gonna know how to deal with him. When I'm finished with him, they ain't gonna know what to do with him. They don't know what to do with him now. Fam, what's good, fam? So good to see you, family. JT in the building. So good to see you. That's fam. That's fam. That's historical family right there. Other than that, you guys, any questions? Real quick, any questions? Before we get out of here, you guys, any questions before we disconnect? Louisiana's in the building. What's up, Louisiana? So good to see you, beloved. All right. Other than that, that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. You guys stay powerful. Stay prayed up.
Yeah. Again, I'll see the. Other than that, I'm gonna jump inside of the community. The piece, you guys. The piece. What's it called? The 4 steps to letting go of your past piece is already inside of the community, guys. It's already inside the chat. So for anyone that doesn't have it, again, it's already inside the chat. It's not something that I need to add. I put it in this morning before I even jumped on the live. So it's already there. So all you got to do is print it out, study it, study it, study it, study it, study it. All right. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay powerful, stay prayed up.